Welcome back to Stories to D4. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master, Matthew, and I'm really excited to welcome you back to the channel. Before we get started with today's adventure, we have a couple of brief announcements. First, and I think possibly the most exciting news, it's Victoria's birthday. So we're all going to, yes, everyone's gonna be very nice, and you know what? I'll roll extra high against you all night.
I can't roll below an 18.
Okay. Second, I do want to let everybody know, and I think it should be available now in the links below wherever you're watching this. Our Discord is now publicly available, and for those of you who are our patrons, we also have a fun little behind-the-scenes channel for y'all. Coming soon, we're going to be seeing that as well for our subscribers, but give us a day while we get that all set up. Additionally, you might not be seeing our white mascot, Coco. She's feeling a little bit under the weather, and so she's taking a nice little nap in the corner, but she's here in spirit. I think that's it for announcements. And so before we get started, let's just do a brief recap of last session. The Kappleberry Caravan has continued its way from Coppersbeck to Walnut Hill. The journey was somewhat perilous, but you've made it, Jake, but you've made it quite a long way. Here in Walnut Hill, a relatively peaceful town, you found your way to a small farm. This settlement, which is currently lived in by a small family, has experienced an unfortunate loss. The father, Sulo, perished in an accident several weeks beforehand, and has recently come to plague his wife as a zombie. Strangely, the undead seems to be displaying some levels of intelligence, and as the party would eventually learn, was being pursued by a collection of bandits. You all fought off the bandits and actually managed to kill a pair of them. In addition, you now have one of them bound in rope within the barn, and I've been deciding what to do with this undead. Laurentius, by bonding his mind to that of the undead creature, learned that while it was attempting to maintain some semblance of intelligence, some outside magical force was attempting to force it to give in to its commands, to force it to become more violent. And as such, we find the party now in the woods just outside of the Tannerman farm, with Sulo the zombie here, clicking his jaw and looking at you with a sort of glazed expression. And that's where we'll start.
So we're not killing him.
No.
Yeah, like I agree. Like I'm like very pro not doing the murder.
To kill, as we
Is
found
it
that
murder
out.
though if they're already dead?
I would argue that
Yeah,
it would be.
probably.
I mean, it feels
Is it murder if they can say, I'm sorry?
it feels
Yeah,
like murder.
is it?
It feels a
If they
lot like
can't say
murder.
I'm sorry, it's never murder though.
Oh, okay.
But-
So if you
Okay, no.
so killing a
Excuse me.
dog isn't murder.
A little problematic.
Right, okay, so actually now I found a loophole for you to never commit murder again.
I haven't done it once.
Again. What you need to do is cut out their tongue first.
It's Beanie.
Weren't y'all supposed to be planning?
All right.
Solid loophole.
They can't say
We're tying him up. We're tying him up. I
tying
think
him
we
up.
should lure him to the barn.
I thought we were going to use him as bait to try to go find the person who's controlling him. I thought
Maybe
that
we
was
should
our
tie a
plan.
leash around him and just kind of all, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
But probably for safety.
Like a dowsing rod.
Yeah, exactly.
For safety, Sulo, would it be possible? Would you be okay with us tying you a little bit up?
So standing here, you're in a small thicket near the farm, not terribly far, probably a few hundred feet, with the mother and her son still within the farm itself.
I'm still with him.
Yes, we do have left back at the farm. We also have Silas protecting them just in case. You watch as Sulo kind of just tilts up, one of his eyes kind of staying in the direction it was looking before, just.
That's nodding.
Yeah.
That's nodding. This is why you call his meanie anytime you have any question or moral quandary.
Yeah.
Getting a little rigor mortis there.
Yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
You can see he's been dead for a while. It's been a couple of weeks now. You're not entirely sure exactly how negative energy, the negative energy that animates him, affects his decomposition, but it doesn't look like it's definitely not preventing it. He's not been gently reposed.
Okay, well, I can't do that yet. So
I mean, I can't do that either.
I'm going to try to tie him up humanely,
Okay.
like binding hands.
Are you going
but-
to allow it? Are you tying him in such? You're using a rope. Are you doing this in such a way where he can still walk, and you'll carry him, or walk, or you're going to carry him?
He can walk.
Okay. Takes a little bit of a check. Later, I may ask for a relevant check for that. And you
Handling.
God damn.
Connor.
Protection vehicles.
you begin when he's not. You're actually. I will say that is something we do at our table. When he's not in his sentient mode, that would be a more appropriate skill for trying to control something that is unintelligent. For example, a feeble-minded player character, or a polymorphed. Let's say a bard who polymorphed into a shark.
We should
Yeah.
That's copyrighted.
Okay.
That's why I said less. I sang less than 15 seconds of it.
Right.
Then you're good. It takes a little bit of time. You begin binding around his arms, and as you do, you feel the frailty in the bones here. And every once in a while, the hand kind of reaches towards you, and then settles. As you do, you realize you're going to need to tuck, and you tuck the rope underneath his arms, over his arms, and then finally using your bound rope twice in his jaws. Fully bound, it becomes much more obvious when he has these brief moments of feralness. Yeah. Just a sudden swing, maybe striking out at one of you. But he's only got his access to his legs. He's pretty well impaired. Someone can walk behind him and hold onto the ropes pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not there.
I know.
Everyone but Silas.
But we all know that's who's going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, putting the two grayscale together is a little hurtful.
I think we should just put him in the barn and maybe tell his family not to enter or interact
I
with
think we're gonna need him in order to figure out who did this to him.
Yeah, I thought we were using him as bait to go find the person who did this.
Yeah, like kind of like a dowsing rod, as
Yeah.
I understand.
You had discussed a dowsing rod, zombie.
We've said the word dowsing rod at least 3 times.
Before we start going on this adventure, how do we feel about the painting and leaving it at the
I'm very nervous about that.
Okay.
But I think it would be weird to like go after what seems like a bad guy with cursed painting in tow.
Why?
How? Why?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good question.
sorry.
Why?
Why?
Because what if we get defeated and they take the cursed painting?
Well, then we'll also, if we get defeated, the cursed painting will be sitting in the middle of this town and it will get burned down for it. I'd rather take it somewhere.
Yeah.
True.
Make a
Whoever
point.
wants that.
I refuse to
painting-
firebolt it again. Like,
Yeah, probably a good idea.
It looked like that spell had been dismissed.
Look.
Did you just roll for something?
I roll dice.
Hand slip.
It's always a scary thing when the DM rolls
Sorry.
dice and we don't know why.
yeah, we should go get the cart then, I guess.
I don't
Let's
think
go
the
get
cart,
painting,
I think
leave
just the
horses where
painting.
they're
We're
at.
gonna just tuck the.
I already paid for the.
It's a large painting.
Okay.
As just a reminder,
Parking.
you could tie it to someone's back, but it would be very obviously a painting bound up.
We should go get Silas first.
Yes.
It would be much smaller looking on his back.
Yeah.
And he could hide it under his shield if he kept his shield mounted to his back.
Let's turn the painting into a shield.
No.
Just
no.
like reveal it. to
Wait,
someone.
like,
wait.
Like a Medusa head. okay.
Is it on like a stretched frame? Has it been stretched?
It is not framed. It is on a stretched piece of canvas.
Right. So it's got the wooden.
Underneath,
inner-
you have seen it has a pale white wood that has been used to stretch the canvas over.
How are we gonna
What kind
roll
of
it up?
wood?
We have to unwrap it. That's the
You're
problem.
gonna have to touch it to do that.
Yeah, we would have to touch it and reveal
I
it.
can- maybe I can mage
It's
hand
in a secret
wrap it up.
compartment.
I will. It's not in a secret compartment.
It's in a
kind of
secret
under-
compartment
It's
that's
fastened.
when made
Just
under the cart.
to remind both my players and the people who are watching here, the cart itself, Oswald Kappleberry's cart, has a bit of wood that descends past its bottom itself by a few inches. As such, since you've mounted the painting to the bottom of the cart, unless someone were to fully put their head underneath the cart, they would be unable to see it because of that slight wooden overhang. Now it's not protected by much. You've got a couple ropes that are connecting it, some straps, bits of leather, If someone wanted it, it would be relatively easy, but basically a strength 15, DC 15 strength check to rip it off the bottom.
Yeah.
How
And I
close is the guy looking for our zombie friend, Zulu?
How close is he to you?
So you
I think
figured
I only got a direction, right?
you
should go get
roughly
Silas.
determined that he feels like he's within your range for your spell. Just a reminder, your range has a spell. Wow, your ability has a range of 1 mile, if I remember correctly.
It should be.
Is it several miles?
It's based on my sorcerer level, I believe, or that may be the minutes. Let me double check. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Of course.
Because my other thought was, I could just try to remove the painting from that inner stretching frame, and we could roll it up, and it'd be much smaller to transport.
I don't know if we want to unwrap it.
Kind of scared of unwrapping.
We've all seen it.
was about to say, Silas is not worried about unwrapping it. He still
Right.
wants to look at it.
I think that what we do is
I'm
we
not
can
there,
get
though.
1 to 2 of us in a room and try to do that and see what happens.
Oh, okay.
Do we do that immediately before we go take care of this?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're afraid of leaving the painting and taking the painting, then we bring the painting with us, but smaller. We don't bring the full cart.
So
Fair enough.
it has a range of number of miles equal to my charisma modifier,
Which
so
is
4.
4 at the moment? Okay. It was within your range. I think last time I may have assumed it was within 5. So you know it's somewhere within that radius, and you roughly determined it was probably south, but your roll wasn't so high that you had a pinpoint accuracy. Later, you can check again and get those additional, more accurate things as we proceed through the town and nearby areas.
How are we gonna bring our friend through town to get the?
Okay.
Maybe we'll skirt around town on the outside.
I mean, I don't know where
Or
the
3 of us
park.
stay here. 2 people go get the painting.
Silas, come with me. Let's go get the painting, and then we'll come
I
back.
think
Again,
we should
Silas
go
is not
get
with
the
you.
painting.
Let's cut. Look,
Silas,
as you guys
get
begin
over
heading
here.
over
Can
toward.
we go get Silas?
As you start heading back to the town, I'm going to jump back over to Odie and Silas, who are sitting. Silas, you still have that apron on from the last time we were here. Where we are now is this sort of very calm energy that's happened. Odie, you're sitting in this large chair in Odie's room. His mother has just briefly stepped away to go grab begin prepping things for dinner. As you're sitting here, you see this kid who's finally resting, unaware of the relatively grim circumstance of his father. You also are aware that bound within the barn just outside of this structure is a bandit with whom you have removed his equipment, but you have this conscious bandit who's out there. And just behind the barn, 2 recently dug graves from the bandits you slew. You hear the sounds of chopping coming from the other room as she is preparing some vegetables for a later dinner. What are you doing while you're waiting for the rest of the party?
Well, I kind of want to find out more about Zulu himself. So I would like to talk to the son.
Sulo.
Sorry.
I said that. I'm sorry.
I blame her. Sulo.
Zulu's one of the legendary heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was.
I kind of want to hear if he had just a favorite memory with his dad, or even just a story that like I can remember.
You'd like to wake him up?
He's
Oh,
in
is he
bed.
asleep? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yes, when last we met, you actually read
Him to
a
sleep,
fable. He's been sleeping probably for a good 45 minutes at this point. He's a very young boy. You can wake him if you'd like. Okay.
I
That is
will-
something he's a kid. He's going to be here again if you want to come and ask him questions, of course, later.
No. I have plenty of paintbrushes to spare. What I'm gonna do is pull one out of my bag, bookmark where that story was, and just leave it on his nightstand and slowly walk out. That's sweet. I promise.
Procuring one of your horsehair brushes, you place that there and step up and exit the room, quietly closing the door behind you. You want to give me a stealth check real quick? Now, this is not. I'm not giving you disadvantage on this. This isn't really full movement.
Just haven't, thank God. It was upside down.
Do you have any decks?
I have 1 to my stealth. So I have
8?
8. I'm large.
You hear he stirs for a bit, but stays silent. Marita, she gives you a kind of gentle nod and continues going about this collection of carrots and some sort of white root vegetable, possibly a radish. She's just chopping up some food for later in the day. She seems nervous and like she's focusing on the task at hand. You, of course, you have access to her. Your party's probably going to be back in the next few minutes. Do you have anything else you're doing before they arrive, Jake?
Unfortunately, she's cooking, and it reminds me of what I have to do. I will be returning the apron.
Okay. You delicately take off this tiny apron and hand this to the woman who happily takes it. She sets it to the side and continues working. She grabbed another apron, but she continues about her day. And what are you doing?
I must ask, the stitching here was incredible. Where did you get it?
Oh, Sulo brought it to me from the city. It's guild crafted.
If we ever make it back this way, I'll expect a new one.
Oh, all right. You and your friends are doing us a great service, and I appreciate that, Sir Knight.
Yeah, I wish we could do you more.
She kind of gives you a kind of grim smile and continues with her activities. At this point, you do hear the sounds of a door opening and the clanking of steel and leather as the rest of your party begins to arrive from the front entrance, the frame of which is a little bit damaged from the battle that happened briefly ago. Yes, Victoria, you had a question.
Because I think that I may not have gotten it entirely, were you saying that she should expect a new apron or that you expect her to have a new apron?
He said the latter, but I don't know what he meant.
I am not stealing the apron. It's too small. But I now know where to get one, and if I get more than one while I'm there, it's
Right.
a nice gesture for someone whose husband is dead.
It sounded like you expected for her to buy a new apron.
Yeah,
I was like, expect a new one. Like, I'm expect to bring you. I'll
You
bring
should
her a new
expect
one.
it.
You should
Yes, yes,
You-
have a
yes,
new one.
yes.
Yeah, okay. I was
Perfect.
like, wait.
We'll
Silence
allow.
is far
Hey,
kinder.
you know, I was going to allow one time in this campaign to allow anyone to go back to any decision they'd ever made
Wait.
and change it.
No.
And this is a perfect opportunity. So yes, you explained to her, of course,
I
without
mean,
the
I'm not
verbal
worried
faux
about
pas.
my decision making. I've been pretty good with it
Killing
so
her.
far. All of it.
Can I undo joining this game?
I would have been dead in a ditch.
Well, now that the rest of you all have arrived,
Too dexterous to die in a ditch.
now the guard, the bandit, excuse me, is not in the structure, but is just outside in that barn. Sulo, is someone waiting outside with Sulo, or are you bringing Sulo in with Marita?
I can wait. I feel like it's awkward,
Okay.
and I'm fine with waiting outside.
I'll go in and explain.
Let's leave Sulo outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm, like,
I'll
outside.
grab the leash.
Oh, I'm outside with him.
Okay, excellent. Silas and Elle, you take a step out.
Yeah.
The three of you who are remaining inside, is there anything else you're doing here before you're heading out to whatever you're doing next?
Like to explain to her kind of what's going on.
Kill her.
I would like to borrow your time when you're done explaining.
Okay. We believe that there's a possibility that we believe your husband can lead us to the people that did. We believe your husband can lead us to the people that did this. We want to stop this from happening to anybody ever again. And there's a possibility that we can find them and prevent it, because this is an unfair thing that they have done and they need to be stopped.
It's wrong what they did to my men.
And he'll help us find them.
All right.
Do you know of anyone that may be camping out or living to the south of here?
She takes a moment, thinking a little bit about the layout of the village. Most of the village is east or southeast of where you are. So if it was directly south, like perfectly due south would be mostly some farmland, forest, wilderness. But thinking back for a moment, she thinks, the Varuxi man who passed through, I think he set up his cart a bit south. We haven't needed things as I went to market a bit before he arrived in town.
The merchant, right?
Yes, I believe they said his name was Trevor or Travis or Tillman. It's something with a T. I apologize. He had wares for sale. Do you think he hurt my husband?
No, I got an indication that someone might be controlling him from the south, so I was curious if maybe, other than the merchant, someone who might have shown up or been on your your radar since then?
I haven't. When my husband moved us out here, it was sort of an escape from the hustle and bustle, and to be honest, we like how quiet it is here in Walnut Hill. I haven't really seen very many travelers. The road, she kind of gestures out where you guys came from, and you all remember that there was a fork that split. She lives between that fork, but the entrance to her home is on the side that has the dilapidated road. So where she is, less travelers pass by. South of her home is where is the main road. And so, I'm so sorry. You could ask the alderman or speak with the marshal. I hope that helps.
Marshall, where is he?
He'll be at the guardhouse. It's in the town. It's near the shrine.
We will not be doing that.
Well, the bandit. We have a tied up bandit.
Maybe we could turn him in.
Yeah, we could turn him in.
We're also buried.
Do you want to turn in the bandit?
You killed.
I'm
As a
not-
reminder,
I'm not
you
sure.
killed people attacking you. This isn't.
Right. I just feel a little bit weird that I buried them.
It was gross to bury them.
One of them was partially eaten, to be fair.
Right.
The other one was thin.
You know zombies, right?
I know of them.
Do we need to worry about maybe one of them coming back? Got bit.
Is that a thing?
Is that?
If someone would like, I will allow. I will actually allow all of you to make religion checks on this.
Religion? All of us?
I don't have religion.
Very rare that I will allow you all to throw this many dice at me.
17.
Told you.
15.
Math 20.
Natural 20 with a +4, 24.
24.
What are these rolls?
Roll the 19.
Look, proof. I didn't just claim it.
You're really proud.
So I will say this:
We got
you've not
them all
given.
at the
So
beginning.
a 24 without having given him a thorough examination is one success.
Great.
Now I will mention, from what you know, from what you learned secondhand from Thorn, this is an undead creature animated by negative energy, which is to say, literal evil turned into a form of power. That sort of thing is not a disease. It is an active spell, effectively. It is a form of magic. Now, you've heard there are things that are similar. There are forms of zombies that are based on diseases and curses and those sort of things spread. But something like this, no, they're not. They're not powerful undead. It's very powerful magic to have a spreading undead.
Perhaps I should go unbury the other two then? We can hand them over? I don't know. I just made a snap decision.
Maybe just tell them where
It's-
they're buried to the marshal. I think that's
Yeah.
enough.
I will say this:
Let
kind of
them
some
do the work.
DC5 stuff. That's not the craziest thing in the world. You have 8 witnesses, and you have a Manticore exchange coin.
Yeah, I just kind of was like,
You've done a pretty normal thing.
okay. I kind of panicked and just was like, I'm just going to drag these bodies over here and bury them.
You'll get eyebrows. You won't get.
Arrested.
You won't be thrown into the stocks.
Good.
Now,
Good luck.
You would. It may be the case where you may decide you want to tell, depending on what profile you're going for. There's always an amount of notoriety to interacting with the law, be that positive or negative. In this case, are you going to be seen more as a hero or more as a vigilante? That's yet to be seen. I just want to make those options aware to you.
Oh no, that's so you threw so many just different decisions at me all at once.
Excellent. Well, we're not dealing with that decision at the moment. So, are we heading out of the house itself? Is there
Yeah.
anything else you had for Marita?
Oh, I wanted to go sneak back into that kid's room and put the dagger back under his bed.
Give me a stealth check, please.
Stick it in the door.
So it's not just hanging out outside.
I was also going to steal.
great.
Sweet is meanie.
Math 20.
Ismini, you take a few moments. You actually take what looks to be one. She takes one of her pocket knives, pushes it into the crack of the door so she can open it much quieter than you saw before, and gently places the cold iron dagger beneath the bed.
What kind of a life did you leave?
I'm just a noble lady from the north. I don't know what you're talking about.
As you exit the Tannerman's home, you do hear boom, boom, this loud thumping, and just briefly you see a puff of dust from the side of the barn where it appears that your captive may be kicking the wall from the inside of the barn.
Bring our captive with us.
Actually, I was hoping for a minute alone with the captive.
You want to go handle the captive? You want to go take him to the place?
You want to talk to me? And,
Us. And the captive.
and the captive?
We'll bring the zombie.
Okay.
Inside the...
Yeah, in the barn. Y'all keep talking to the sweet wife.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Do y'all want to go get the painting while they're
Yeah, let's
doing
go
this?
get
Yeah, we'll go get
Yeah.
the painting.
Yeah.
Who's doing what?
We're gonna get
Barn.
the painting.
Okay,
If you're okay with that.
Elle, Silas, and Thorn are going
wait,
into town.
wait.
And Gwynwyn, Thorn, and Elle are going to town.
Yes.
So Silas and Ismini, you are staying here with the captor and the
Fun
zombie.
arrangement.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Jake suggested.
excellent.
Wait, this is the same as Rain.
I'm gonna ask.
We're kind of matched. We're
I'm gonna ask the besties over here. Would Jake and Amanda? Would you each roll me a d20? I just want to know who we're gonna talk to first. Who we're gonna do this first.
Roll low. Oh, I missed.
You did miss.
19. That's another one. I'm losing these high rolls.
Excellent. All right. So, Ismini, Silas, you watch as your companions begin to head out towards the main road and begin to walk over towards Walnut Hill. It's not very far. Most of the village itself actually is within 3/4 of a mile. Like you could, if you had a 3/4 mile circle around you, you've got most of Walnut Hill. It's pretty small, save for the farms that exist outside of the village limits. Well, they're gone. The two of you take some moments. Silas, you said you were bringing Sulo into the barn as well.
Yeah, stopping in front of the barn. Just, I don't have a taste or a talent for these things, but you seem like a rather curious woman. Don't you think we should ask someone before we start proceeding?
I have a hunch. I have a hunch that the guy inside the barn very much knows who did this as well.
I think we should introduce ourselves at the least, right? It's kind. We
I
are
will-
hosting him
I will
Are
gently.
you said you're doing this outside the barn door?
outside
Yeah.
the barn door.
Okay.
I will gently request some information from the man inside.
And I will gently reintroduce him to his friend.
Great.
Obviously, he was looking to see him again.
Yeah, wonderful. Let's go.
All right, let's get some Sean Yu up in here.
Bad cop, bad cop. Nice.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You open
I think it's
the
the opposite of what you
barn.
think it's going to be.
The smell of hay, of dried hay, and unfortunately, not terribly recently cleaned stalls. You hear the heavy, belabored breathing of one of the fat pigs on the right side of the barn.
That's no way to talk about the bandit.
Ha! In the back left corner, corresponding to where you saw that tuft of dust before, you can see just above where the small stalls end, you can see a leg be lift up and kick at the wood panel at the side. You tied his arms up behind him, but he is kicking at the wall. And you just see this brown pair of pants and a big black boot kicking at the wall where the marksman you knocked out previously looks to be attempting to escape.
Hello.
He sits up. You see that where before he had the hood, the blue hood up and the red bandana covering most of his face, now you see this probably mid-30s, but more salt and pepper than he probably would rather going on in his facial hair. This human man kind of looks up, a bit of surprise, but gagged tight. You see, you've got the bit of cloth you stuffed in his mouth previously. Kind of looks at you. His face turns really sour, and he stops kicking the wall for a little bit.
Is there anything resembling seating in here for me to prop myself on?
You want to grab just a chair from the side and sit
Yeah,
there?
if there's something that I can
He's
sit on.
in a pit of mostly mud and a little bit of hay.
Great, yeah, I'm gonna go sit over by
You
him.
threw him in an old pig pen.
Yeah.
While she's doing that, I'm just going to slowly start releasing a tiny bit of tension on the leash.
This gagged zombie a few feet away, just being slowly pulled forward.
Silas, friend,
Friend.
could you please remove the gag from our new friend here? I have a few questions.
Yeah.
And then, we'll see what happens.
Taking a quick second to loosely tie the rope of the zombie so he doesn't get away. I'm going to walk over to our friend. This is rude, but I'm also going to take a second to step on the foot that was trying to kick its way out. Whatever pressure I can put on there, I made a mistake and didn't mean to step there.
You weigh like 400 pounds!
I'm not trying to torture him. I just have bad vision.
Elephant fact of the day, Silas can't see.
You remove the gag. pulling the rope out and then pulling this this moldy, wet, damp bit of cloth, which you can toss to the side.
Why is it moldy?
You presumably grabbed it. You just grabbed it from the barn.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is under.
What do you want?
Has his name in it.
So, you're with the Manticore Exchange.
I ain't no exchange.
That was not a question, that was a statement.
I ain't exchange.
I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out the coin that I pulled off the other body.
Yeah, the new blood and I, we're not the same. They don't really understand. Listen, I ain't exchange. That's the long and short of it.
Then
Whatever that singing freak had around her neck, that ain't none of my business.
Is this believable?
You can give me an insight check.
Okay.
What are you then if you're not the exchange?
14. Kind of looking, there's a very, the reaction to being called exchange, you saw very quickly a change in demeanor. The expression on his face, the eyebrows got a little bit more intense. Since
Pretty low.
insight's not lie detecting, it tells you pieces of information. You did notice that he did sit up a bit straighter, as you said, that he was exchange, and then denied that he was exchange.
Great.
Take that as you will. What were you asking?
What are you if you're not the exchange?
Just a merc working for the boss. He brought in some new blood for the job. Doesn't make me exchange.
That's good for us to know. So I'm guessing job was get our friend over here, I gesture over to Sulo, and bring him back to your boss?
Is everyone else dead?
No.
No.
Kind of, as he's talking to you, this goes on, he's looking a little bit more at the zombie each time. Listen, I can't. You can threaten to rough me up. You can even put me in the dirt. It's not much better than what's gonna happen if I rat out the boss. Even if I rat out and you let me go, I'm a dead man.
So it wouldn't be accurate then to say that your boss was somewhere to the south of here within approximately 4 miles? Or give or take. You know, somewhere to the south?
He narrows his eyes as for this line of questioning. If I talk, I won't be able to go back to the city.
We're asking for your sake. We already know what's going on. If you want to live and make it through this, I recommend talking. This is the darkest I'll ever go. I'm sorry, guys.
Silas,
I couldn't hurt a fly.
I need you to make me an intimidation check, as what you're doing is very outside of how you've discussed your previous life.
Yeah. No, I don't like this. I'm sorry. 18 intimidation. 19.
Oh no!
This sort of big, imposing Loxodon kind of leaning over. He doesn't know you. He doesn't know what your backstory, what your life is like. He's just looking back.
We're just feeling the vibes. Doing thumbs up.
I can't. Listen, I can't tell you anything.
That's okay.
But if one of my companions were to have talked before dying,
Yeah, a turncoat Manticore Exchange member.
yeah. They don't know anything about working for the crew.
Yeah, they're new. New blood never knows how to actually keep secrets.
No loyalty. You're right.
Ah. Lady in the fancy outfit gets it. But, Verna, that bard you met?
Mm-hmm.
A skald is a type of bard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was being sassy to myself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The skald comments were sort of out of character previously.
It's because I made a joke about her being a skull.
Yeah.
last time.
Maybe she told you a little bit about what's going on. Mm-hmm. Maybe she told you about the problems our crew was having. What do you need to know? And hey, I get out of here at the end of this.
Of course.
I'm going to start pulling out a gold piece. Say you get out of here, and you might even live a better life.
Kind of looks at that and raises one eyebrow at you.
I feel bad.
It's not a lot for what he's gone through.
Really? A gold piece? I didn't break his leg.
I mean,
2 gold pieces.
you understand that an honest day's work does not make nearly as much money as a life of crime, right?
No, because I don't do a life of
He
crime.
kind of starts laughing. He's like, boss is paying me 3.5 silver a day.
Yeah.
Offer me a week's wages. Not a lot when it comes to betraying my friends.
See,
That's fair.
right. I mean,
Is he hiring?
But Verna, she ain't got no, scruples.
yeah, no loyalty. She'll back up in a couple days after everything's blown over.
We just rode into town a bit ago. Boss is tracking down something for one of his employers. We normally don't tread this far out of town, but things have been kind of dicey over in the capital. Same 2 bastards keep ruining all of our jobs, and so, well, when there was a problem at one of his facilities, we had to come out here and drag back this. Kind of nudges his head towards the zombie. That thing.
You know what? Actually, I'm seeing more and more opportunity during this conversation for my purse to lighten a little and perhaps some of your competitors to maybe no longer be in business as well. If you give us more information about the 2 people that your boss is in competition with as well.
Start pulling out 3 gold pieces.
I don't know about competition. It's these 2 masked freaks.
Masked freaks, great.
Yeah. This guy with Sorry, he doesn't have hands. The tall one, he's got these big horns that calls himself the Lionheart. Looks like the tiefling with a flair for the dramatic, if you ask me. His face kind of falls for a second. The other one, though, I don't know if he's a short human or a tall dwarf. All I know is his sword scared the shit out of me.
How would we find them? Just in case we were looking later.
Commit crime. Sounds like vigilante work.
They've been raiding the guilds for a couple months now. It kind of goes on to explain just a little bit that these 2 have been causing problem for both his employer and some other people in his line of work.
Okay.
This guy is a marksman and a lookout.
Okay, cool. Swordsman have anything else about his getup? Any identifying feature?
About him himself?
Yeah.
So, looking him over, you had his stuff that presumably you did.
The swordsman that he was taught. There's got one.
Oh, the
part
swordsman?
and the other one.
Oh,
There you go.
He was short, sorty.
they call him Bastellus. But, I think he's just a guy. A Bastellus, faintly, though I can ask the 2 of you if you'd like to make religion checks, doesn't sound, it's faintly reminiscent of, you're sure that's a type of monster, but what type of monster specifically, you're not sure.
Can I do that now?
Yeah.
This is up my alley. Religion?
Yep.
9.
Natural 1 for a 5.
You don't know.
Not up my alley.
It's some sort of creature.
It's not bad.
He's
Int.
got these glowing swords, shows up out of nowhere, disappears into a puff of smoke.
Oh, that's weird.
Sounds like a fairy tale.
Sounds like a real pain in the ass. Oren's been telling me that my boss has been telling me and the boys to keep an eye out. That's why he had to hire the exchange when we came out here to deal with whatever's going on.
So,
It's her fault. Her and the other one, they both thought you're coming down here in this big group. Ugh. Listen, you don't have to put my buds in the dirt, but if you see the big one, gray, got the weird tattoos on his face. Maybe you'll see that guy meets the business end of some steel.
it's fair.
Might be something we can pull off.
But Verna would know. Yeah, we're cave somewhere in the south. It's over near this big field. It's got an abandoned farmhouse in it. It's where I was posted for a while when I was keeping a lookout. I didn't see the cave entrance myself, but
I'm trying to remember. Did
What?
we come from the south? And was there a cave? This is
you
the
have not
south.
been there.
Okay.
Okay, I thought
There
that was a cave that we were going to camp in.
Right.
He came from
No, you came from the north.
There we go. That's why we
heading
had this.
To
towards
clarify,
the
just to kind of
coast.
paint a picture here, what he kind of explains is that there's an abandoned farm to the south of Walnut Hill, and that near that farm, near the farmhouse, is a small cave where the rest of the gang has been put up. But it seems that he's been stationed. He doesn't know the exact location because he's been stationed in the farmhouse because he's a lookout. That's his job.
Cool.
On his person, you did find a couple of things previously that I want to mention now. First, 3 sets of caltrops, that's 20 each. In addition, a heavy crossbow of particularly good make. It has 3 notches etched into the side, and it's not magically light or anything, but the construction itself, it doesn't seem like anything was overdone. So it's hollowed out in certain portions for mobility. You, Silas, would actually recognize this as a masterwork crossbow, which is to say a crossbow of exceptionally good make. It's pretty valuable, should you decide. And save for these 3 notches marked in the side, it's probably worth a pretty penny. It's not magical, though.
The notches, are there anything distinct about them? Is it intentional? Is it a shape?
There are 3 perfectly parallel lines on it's on the left side near where the release trigger is on the actual heavy crossbow itself. And a crossbow, should any of you choose to use it, is a D10 ranged weapon.
Sure. Did he have bolts on them too? Just want to see.
Yes, there's both a bolt and a bolt case.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out.
Or is this the Batman jokes?
Yeah, I'm going to pull out 60.
Guy has he has multiple glowing magic swords.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out 60 silver. Set them down. Go stand up from the chair that I'm sitting in and set them down.
That's a couple weeks' pay.
I'm going to stand up, walk over to him.
Kind of looks up. You hear, as you're approaching, you just hear this coming up from behind you, and Sulo kind of tugging against one of the pillars that he's tied to. Nowhere near strong enough to rip down the barn, but kind of freaks out the guy for a second.
And I'm going to cut out his ropes.
I thought you were about to say tongue.
Well, he can't say no. What?
Right,
I'm sorry.
it's not
Then you
murder.
Okay, look, you put that evil into this group message.
I did.
Mr. Intimidation checks.
Okay, I'm gonna cry about that tonight when I go home.
Are you gonna go cry to Gwynwyn? Cause
No, that's me crying.
Jake.
Hey, if you don't mind my asking, if you're gonna throw me out there to the wolves, you mind at least can I have a dagger, something to protect myself with?
Is there a
yeah.
pitchfork or like a rake in the?
No.
I'm gonna grab a pitchfork.
No,
There's
I'm
definitely a mediocre
I'm
pitchfork.
gonna
in here.
hand him a dagger because we got some off of the other people. I'm just gonna hand him one of
Range
those
is
daggers.
Yeah.
important here. Range is good for survival.
He's
The
a
link's
marksman.
between the body and the enemy.
You can
Okay.
a dagger.
Yeah, not one of your nicer
Right, but-
ones with the handmade leather sheaths, but just a basic one from one of the other bandits. Kind of looks down. Ugh, exchanges have shit taste.
Yeah, it's crap, but what are you gonna do? In a few days, I'm sure that everything will. Not even a few days. In about a day, everything will have blown over. You could have been, I don't know.
Hiding in the woods.
And just keep the rest of what's on that chair secret from the rest of your guys, and I don't think it'll be a problem. Because darn that Verna opening her mouth, huh?
Well, if you're looking for a merc, maybe we'll run into each other again. Name's Dalian.
Awesome, Dalian.
Sorry again about your leg.
Did you have? So you had no specific questions about anyone else before he heads off?
Just like contextually speaking, he doesn't really seem to like this gray man with tattoos.
Yes, and you live in this world.
Right.
He's referring to what's called a Goliath,
Yeah,
or
I wrote
these
that down.
massive humanoid giant kin. So they're between medium and large sized creatures. They're pretty tough cookies.
How many guys do you think we're gonna run into there?
Well, you hurt Jared. He kind of explains really quickly. He gives you a quick rundown. The 3 people who got away that are hurt are the former captain. So sort of this leader. They all worked for Orwin, who was their boss. But this guy was sort of the person who Elle met, the dark-skinned man with the magical shirt, seems to be in charge of kind of the combat stuff, but all of them are under the same employer, Orwyn.
Orwyn, not Orin.
Orwyn. Orwyn.
Do you know the captain's name?
Jared, I think is what he just said.
Jared?
Yes, Jared.
It's Jared.
From somewhere.
I know we don't know this yet, but...
That's fine. No, that's totally okay. This isn't like a secret you guys are keeping. You'll see them in a bit. We're about to jump to you guys as well.
So
Thank
Captain
you for your
Jared,
patience.
Orwyn is the boss. There's
also... So there's he mentions this Goliath man. He tells you his name is Greatmore. And finally, there's Kurguts and his pet, Beast. So assuming, you know that there's a total of 6 people that are left, but 3 people are injured and one of them is the boss. So, it's not overwhelming numbers, but if they have access to magical healing, you could be, or if it takes you a while to find them, the longer it takes, the more higher chance these guys are going to be rested up and ready to go.
So cool. I've marked off that 60 silver that I'm going to give him.
Perfect.
And walking out, I just want to ask, did I do good?
You are a very good bad cop to my good cop.
Oh, I thought you were we'll work on it for next time.
Yeah, I think we should probably sync up our strategies.
And Jake, we'll need you to speak up a little bit more.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're learning the whole streaming thing. Don't worry about it.
This
I
is
think
new.
Silas is also talking low, so that was my fault.
Yeah, no, you're good.
nothing.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Normally, now that this guy's probably leaving and we're just now standing in this barn.
Yeah, he puts his head behind his back, begins kind of whistling the Lucky Dragon, which is just an old rogue's tune.
Let's lock the bar
and
behind
begins
us,
heading out.
By the way, if we're leaving the zombie, right? Let's lock the bar behind us just in case.
No, we're going to be in the barn for the next phase of what we're doing. You and I are going to unwrap that painting.
Fair.
And with that, let's jump on over
I didn't know that
to
was
the
strategy.
rest of
I
the
thought we were
party.
wrapping the painting.
As you continue, as you begin heading down the road, past the muddy portion, the road itself is a little bit maintained. So from the Tenorman farm to the rest of Walnut Hill is not terrible. As you begin proceeding through the road, it's early afternoon at this point, and so there are people going around town, but there's not a lot of folks milling around doing nothing. It is a small village. You do notice there is a major thing that is missing for several of you who've lived in a more normal town. You don't hear you don't hear nor smell a blacksmith. You don't hear that loud hammering that often rings true over a huge area around that structure. There's no large billowing black mark of smoke from the forge itself.
Don't hear the happy cheers of drunk people either.
Arr! That was a pirate. Pirates don't work at smithies. That's the wrong one.
But they do drink alcohol.
But they do drink alcohol, and that's honestly what binds all of us. So looking around real quick, you do see that there are several larger buildings here in town. You see the Alderman's house, this sort of nicer establishment here in town, nicer home rather. You see the Little Baron, which is where Laurentius's dear friend Sibo Breen Baron works, and also where you stored the Oswald's cart. To the north, you see a small stone shrine. You see a small shrine. You haven't really gone over to look too closely at it. It does have a stone cap on the small structure here. And towards the south, you do see this pale white polished stone half-circle building. You probably have to head over there to go take a look. It's a bit large, but you'd have to go a bit further south to get towards it. But looking here as you kind of enter the town, the streets here are wide. There's no bustling crowds, and so that's why you kind of can see most of these sort of points of interest here in town.
I do want to swing by the shrine. Like, do you mind if we jaunt
Not at
over?
all.
We should check it out.
Yeah.
It says a lot about a place. What's up with the shrine?
Sure. As you begin heading over, an unpleasant smell kind of runs through your nose as you begin to approach this shrine. Four stone pillars, almost a dark dark gray stone that is, it's not polished, it's not very well maintained around this, surround this strange object in the center. A triangular, or rather a conic-shaped roof connected by these 4 pillars covering it. And so it's sort of like a stone gazebo, if you will, where you can see through the shrine. But in its center, about 8 feet wide, is a cylinder that extends most of the way up to the ceilings, which are about 15 feet above the ground, until it resolves in a jagged, damaged end. It is the base of a tree. It is a stump of a tree with a pale yellow-orange wood near the bottom that turns blackened like it had burned. This is a moonshine tree. The tree's gone.
They're not supposed to look like that. Like, is that? I'm happy to roll.
Sure.
Like,
now this is. So
looking at this, does it look like some? Let me rephrase. Does it look like what I would expect?
There are familiar heraldry on the stone itself. There is the familiar heraldry of one of the 9, Selune. There's none of the typically transposed things for her other self, for Sehanine Moonbow. And looking around here, it is surrounding this burnt tree. You want to give me a religion check? There's lots of religion checks today. That's
do
not
religion. Can I maybe roll history and get something different?
Yeah.
You can use history, but it's going to tell you quite a bit different about this.
You know what?
You are quite a historian.
I do really want to roll history.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to argue for different things.
24.
With a 24, taking a quick look at this, a couple of things of note. This style of shrine, this shrine tree, is not something common to high elves like one of your mothers, but is actually something of the wood elven culture. Typically, this would be situated in the center of a wood elf city. What this indicates to you, and thinking back, you've seen older maps of Gren, older maps of the Scuffle, this sort of region you currently are within. This is a small village, and thinking back, can't quite place the specifics, but it's very likely, you do recall that where you are now used to be part of a much larger forest. All that remains of that forest is the bulwark to the east. It is likely that what you're seeing here used to be the heart of a wood elven city on which Walnut Hill now stands. Its purpose, not really part of this history check, but it's a religious site for wood elves.
Have I seen any wood elves since getting here?
No, I don't believe you've seen any wood elves here. Wood elves are very insular folks. They don't do society very often. Wood elven adventurers, as you see at many D&D tables, are a bit different, but they tend to be more exceptions in our setting than the rule. It does appear that this is a relic from a now gone civilization. But it has a new temple built on top of it.
I'm so angry.
This isn't the same, moon deity that Thorn's father would have told him about.
This is the same moon deity.
Same one? Okay.
So,
has to...
the Moon Mother, this very important god in our setting, has 2 names.
Moony Mama.
Now, there's one that is referred to exclusively by the elves, and one that is referred to by humans generally, but other races as well. This is essentially that elven aspect of her has been burned down, and on top of it built this other temple. Now, your father would have worshipped her as what the stone version of this is, but your mother probably wouldn't have.
Fair enough.
Taking a few moments to kind of look this over, where are we heading to next here in town? You originally came here to go grab the cart, which is at the Little Baron.
I think we should go check out the cart.
Yeah, we can go do that. I don't like this.
I'll kind of tag behind, and as I do, I'll take out that pinecone carving and just leave it at the foot of the shrine.
Okay.
One
That's 3
second.
pine cone carvings down. I'm throwing out here.
I
have
think mine's
mine.
woods.
I have mine.
Woods, grave, temple.
What do you need?
The hell y'all
Do
gonna
you
do?
need D20?
Keep
Yay.
it.
That's fair.
Keep it until session 100.
What is he looking for?
I'm looking for the big journal.
This?
No, that's a
big
piece
journal.
of paper. Oh, come on.
I thought he was looking for a note card. I'm sorry.
Is it the one underneath the other one?
It's the big leather book.
Oh.
You
had it
up
I had it.
Connor ate it.
I don't
Yeah,
have.
Oh well, we're gonna forget about it for now.
I'll write it down on a note card for you.
No, I have that. It's fine.
Why does it smell
Call a
bad,
stall
by the
on
way?
my notebook. Sorry.
It's still to your nose smells of burnt wood and faintly of tragedy. This tree is old though, but its scent has not faded.
DM,
Yes?
what does tragedy smell like?
Burnt,
Sadness.
burnt magic tree that would have had a spirit.
How did... Oh, that was my fault.
I hate this place.
It's a living wood tree. Well, it was.
I shouldn't have.
I assume we can't see the moon right now. Sometimes you can see the moon in the afternoon.
Taking a quick look up, you kind of gaze about, and actually, if you look towards from where you are, a little bit south, it's actually a little west of south because you've gone further east, but you do see in Gren, there are these still clouds floating high above the ground. Unlike many which drift to and fro with the wind, coming in as the ocean brings all that moisture here to bring sweet rain, this is one of the fixed clouds of Gren, just south of Walnut Hill. Looking up towards it, you do see a faint shimmer of blue light cresting through one of the higher peaks of the cloud, and just beyond that, you know the moon lingers behind that blue mist, far, far away.
I'm sorry.
Have any of us ever asked about the still clouds?
I know about them.
When
I
are
have
we
a
going to
character I
the
know
clouds?
about them, and my character knows about them, but we're not talking about it.
I'm not going to talk about the clouds.
Well,
We're not talking about the
so
clouds.
be-
This is about
as
what
a
we say in the
reminder,
cloud
this is a
section.
show. I will say this: many find that among several other of the Guardian's journey is relatively common knowledge in this day and age.
Okay.
It is known that many of these clouds actually contain small bits of stone, and some of them even will have entire islands with plant life or even strange creatures. However, woe to those who attempt to fly upon them, for they shall be struck by mighty lightning.
If you're vulnerable to lightning damage, maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
Victoria,
fly into the
maybe if you're a literal lightning rod, you shouldn't fly towards...
Yeah, maybe if your armor has the words lightning rod as a descriptor on it, don't fly into the clouds. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Let's go get that painting.
All right, heading on over,
Yeah,
you do
sorry.
see... out front, you see holding a bucket in one hand and a small washcloth is this small gnomish man. You see that he's unbuttoned his shirt and is letting it dangle down as he dips this dirty cloth in the bucket and whips. It's actually, as he pulls it out, it was folded several times over, whips up at his window to get a little bit higher, and the water begins streaking down to clean the windows. Whoosh! The water flicking off. He glistens briefly.
Just gonna kind of walk by and just like...
Yeah, me too.
Do you guys, I mean, I'm gonna need a group stealth check if you guys are all gonna
Yeah,
be awkward
sure.
about walking around towards where the stables are here.
The two of you can't say fuck.
I didn't say it.
Can a third say it? I got a 5.
I got a 6.
I'm in the wrong group. I got an 18. Next time I'm hanging out with a wizard.
Oh, hi! I hope you're having a good day!
Yeah.
hi.
Ah! Y'all wanna come in and have, I don't know, a bagel?
We're late to our Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
Don't want the alderman here.
Cool.
You all can proceed past the annoying little gnome, make your way towards the stables, and there you see your dear horses. Beginning to hitch them up to the wagon.
We're
Now,
friends
is the
now.
plan is to take the whole wagon back to the farm? Is that what you were saying?
No.
No,
just
we're
like
just
painting.
painting. I think we should stand like in front of it, and honestly, Goodman, do you mind just like shimmying under? Like,
I mean, I put it there. I can
It's
grab
not-
yeah,
that.
exactly. Like you put it there, so you know exactly where it is.
Where
We
you are,
just,
you
like,
can
cover
pull the
it.
cart forward a few feet, and you're on stone. So you'll be moving your back on stone. Not a
Like
problem.
just standing in front, so like they can't see necessarily her shimming.
Yeah, not a problem. There's not very many people. One or two people will pass by on the road over the course of this.
Yeah.
And unless I roll really, really well, it's not even anything to be concerned about.
You're rolling not 20 just now. I
Nope.
just know it.
No, I didn't.
I just think we like
19.
stand in front of her just for a little bit of extra cover, you know.
Okay.
Okay. So
Be careful.
you head down. You've pulled down the painting. It's still wrapped up. Did you say you wanted to actually look at this?
No, we're keeping it wrapped up.
Still wrapped up?
Yes.
It feels remarkably heavy in your hands as you begin to stand up, carrying this out. It's not, you don't feel tempted to unwrap it or anything, but it does just have this magical weight to it.
Guys, I don't like this painting at all.
Should I leave Emma Kira in there? That's the flower.
Yes. Yes, you
Okay,
should.
I'll get it back later.
Maybe it's adding weight.
That's true.
I mean, you know, it was just.
Is there anything else you're doing in town? Anything else you want to investigate before I send you all back?
I don't.
I kind of want to
No.
like people watch as we leave, just to like. I'm really suspicious of these people because they murdered the tree, but
I don't think
We
so.
don't see that Roxy
I
merchant.
think their
do we?
ancestors murdered the
No,
tree.
the Rexy merchant is out.
left completely?
Would you like to ask Sibo?
Sure, why not?
Oh, how can I help you?
So I heard there's like a Roxy merchant nearby. Does he
Oh,
live in
yeah.
town or?
Yeah, be careful. He's not a trustworthy type. He's ferrying alcohol.
That's for shame. He should know better than that.
Sorry about that. I forgot to clear my throat, and I really apologize for that.
That voice is copyrighted.
Fine line there, Matt.
You don't like either of those? I can get worse.
Do it.
Next, Miss Bean shows up.
Okay, we love Miss B.
We do love
but
her.
No.
Let's
I mean-
let's stop referencing
Yeah.
the old campaign for a bit. We'll come
Sorry.
back in. Well, how can I help?
Does he ever come into town or any other shady characters coming in carrying besides that one over there?
Well, let's see.
She did.
Well, there was, your companion here, and, well, that merchant, he had alcohol, and the alderman got very upset and told him he had to go stay in, well, the luckless field. And, let's see. Then there was a big, scary stone guy. He was, one of them, really big. Had a big axe on his back. Goliath.
He was in town?
Yeah, he came through a while ago. Didn't want to. I asked him if he would need a place to stay, and he just kind of looked at me with a way that kind of split my spirit in two, if I had to describe it. I didn't really appreciate it. And all things considered, I'm glad he's gone.
Give
So
this
am I.
man a
Oh.
hug.
What?
I'm eavesdropping.
Do you know where he went? Did he walk south as well?
Who?
Did he go north? The Goliath, the stone.
No. I haven't seen him for like 2 days. Which honestly, I could go with a few days more from seeing him.
That's fair.
Then when we're gonna be late to our meeting,
Okay, bye.
you were bringing the entertainment with your hands. Let's go.
Oh gosh, that exists now forever, huh?
Yep.
You did that.
Yeah, I did.
You're very.
Oh,
at least.
there's worse ones in there. All right. As you leave this tiny gnome who begins to pull back on his shirt. This entire time was weirdly abbed gnome, wet with like bucket water.
Wait, was he like super ripped?
He was like a little bit shredded, just a little.
All that window washing.
All that window wash. He has to do. He's basically if you put the bucket on the ground to dip the towel, and he's basically doing burpees the entire time. You all painting in hand.
Are you good to carry the painting, or do you want to trade off in case
I'm
it's
good
evil
to carry
energy?
it, but also I really don't like this painting.
If you start feeling like evil energy, maybe just let us know. I'm so sorry.
Are you heading back to the farm, or is there anything else going on in town?
I think
Go to
farm.
farm.
Yeah.
As you begin heading back, I am going to ask Amanda, can you please have Gwynwyn make me a Constitution saving throw?
6.
Excellent.
You need a new die.
Go ahead and mark 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Now, you all arrive, and as you're nearing the farm, Gwynwyn stutters for stumbles just a bit as you begin approaching the farm, and you see her face has gone white.
Gwynwyn,
Can I take that painting off your hands?
Yeah, maybe.
Very bad.
Do you want me to? Do you want
I'll
it?
grab it.
Yeah, take it. Are you okay? Maybe.
I'm very tired now.
Thor the
This is not
painting. Have some
good.
water.
I
feel
feel
like
like rather have wine. And so she pulls out her
Pull out a
flask.
wineskin.
Yeah.
What if you guys start marking off this booze you keep?
No, I have my jug.
Oh, you have your infinite,
I just pulled
your
my
infinite
jug out.
water.
You should really
What
start
is
like an industry.
exhaustion?
Exhaustion is a mechanic in 5th edition that you can receive. There's a couple of ways. Typically, it comes from one of two sources. When a character fails to rest for a certain amount of time, so let's say they pull a few all-nighters and they choose not to take a rest, they can build up exhaustion. Additionally, there are some spells and other effects that cause you to gain points of exhaustion. Each point of exhaustion stacks on the last, and each one gives you a negative effect. This first one, which is the most common form of exhaustion, does give you disadvantage on skill checks. So to be very careful about that. And note, initiative is a skill check.
Okay.
Or rather, an ability check, to use the appropriate parlance.
Let's not fight today.
Let's not fight today. Honestly, make love, not war.
You feeling all right?
Actually, don't do either of those things.
Tired now. I would like a nap.
When we roll up the painting, you can borrow Amicure, but you have to promise to give it back because I'm scared what happens when it leaves forever.
Sure. Of course I'll give it back.
It will help, I think.
Okay.
Maybe. Who knows? Call it elven superstition.
All right. The two of you, one bandit now having left, now see your party arriving here. Gwynwyn looking a bit tired, and Thorn carrying the painting.
The painting is bad.
Great.
She's really tired now.
Great.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
You can see the
Where
white
did the
on
guy
his
go?
housing.
The guy in the barn.
He's been handled.
Is there a third grave?
Like,
Look, he's
Like
handled.
handled?
Let's
Like-
talk about
You mime an old-timey gun.
crossbow.
That reminds me, we have a gift for you. I start handing him the crossbow.
No.
Okay.
We
Hand it back.
we have
You're too sweet.
we
Take your stupid inspiration, Connor. You got me.
every session.
Yeah, fuck off, Connor.
Yeah, nobody liked you. Get out.
He pre-writes his material.
You said
No,
that
that's
about
Jake.
anyone.
Jake pre-writes.
I'm convinced.
No, we figured out where we need to go and send him on his way with the dagger.
The gnome in town thinks we might be alcoholics. Just,
I mean,
I don't think it's going to be important,
okay.
but
Well,
There
you
was a
know why he
Goliath in
thinks
town.
that, right, Elle?
You
Thorn's
Don't
not
worry
to talk
about
to
it.
him, so
okay?
where did you
All
get
right.
that from?
What'd you do?
Oh god.
Nothing.
Did you?
They burned a
Mike.
they burned they burned a moon tree. And they
Okay.
put a different temple shrine to Salune on top of it, but they burned the moon tree.
She told the innkeeper that we're with Alcoholics Anonymous. We are going to a meeting.
Okay.
And that
but
I
you
was
all-
I will
Okay.
not allow that to exist canonically in our setting.
All right.
You
Okay.
also walked home though, drinking out of a jug full of booze.
You just walk off and are like
It's just infinite. She didn't have to put it down. Just. Ugh.
she can
So-
hold her breath a really long time.
So you managed to be extraordinarily conspicuous while going to retrieve this painting?
Oh yeah.
So
No, she shimmied very subtly.
I meant the whole. We are all here.
Anyway, the canvas, maybe we could.
Great, wonderful. Who
Yeah.
wants to come with me?
No one should physically touch this.
Where-
It
I
was
start
very
rolling it
heavy.
beforehand.
wait, what's the plan?
I'm going to take the painting out
I insist on saying that.
and remove it from the stretcher and roll it up.
Okay.
As someone
I
who's
don't-
worked with painting in the past, I can best assist here.
Great. This actually
It
makes
would
sense.
actually be a painter's supplies check.
Maybe you can close your
Or
eyes.
if you had access to the appropriate to other tools that are similar, it would be a dexterity check.
I personally would like to look at the painting because I haven't had an opportunity to, and
As do I.
I've seen the painting. We all saw the painting.
Okay, if you
but
guys
I'd
are
like
gonna
to
look
be
at the
close.
painting, I'm definitely going with you.
Great.
I'm also going with you because
You're
I
not.
don't.
I'm not. I'm gonna sit here and rest.
Right.
I'm gonna say no one should physically touch this, if possible. Like at least gloves or something. It was very, very heavy with magic when I carried it.
I can't
Did
believe
I-
I
There's
touched the
some
painting.
tea in the house.
Did it feel abnormally heavy when I carried it?
No.
Okay.
However, you did feel it was the most similar. Actually, give me a charisma check. That's just your spellcasting ability.
It was a nice roll.
23.
So with a 23, what I can tell you is this. It is not unlike what you experienced. Now, I want to be very careful with the way I say this. When you connected with Sulo's mind and felt a connecting presence, it's not so much the connection, but the idea of another mind or another powerful presence. You don't know if it's a sentient thing or something like that, but there's something, as you carry this with you, it does feel that similar sort of connection. Are you describing this to Ismini as this is happening?
Yeah, it seems like the
Enchantment magic.
The longer you carry it, it seems to have effects on you.
Now, I will say, as you hold this, it does not feel like it's affecting you terribly strongly.
I desperately want to touch the painting for research purposes.
I think we should just kind of pull the bandage off, so to speak.
Let's go into the barn first so that nobody else sees the painting.
Shut in the doors.
Sulo needs to be removed from the
I'll
barn.
take the zombie with me and
Sulo, his name is Sulo.
He stares at the painting. He looks
does he?
deeply.
Does he?
No.
Like,
As you do, you walk in with it, with the painting wrapped up,
It's wrapped
probably
up.
have
It's
to
wrapped up.
tugging at
Get away or
the
to it?
towards the painting.
We need to get Sulo out.
Shouldn't these be two like opposite effects? Like zombie in one town, painting in another.
I'm imagining it's attractive evil magic, and no.
Magnets work different in D&D.
I can't really say how magnets work.
Hey, all I know about is lodestones, and they're totally different.
Okay,
All right.
let's get the. We
wanna
can
see
get
the painting.
Sulo out. Are you gonna be cool watching? Or I
Yeah.
can stay out with you if you want.
I'm cool watching Sulo.
Okay, you take Sulo outside.
Yeah.
The rest of you staying inside with the painting.
Yes.
Yes.
I pull out my dagger.
So I pull out a pen and paper. I'm gonna sketch what it is on the painting.
I would like to unwrap the painting, please.
No, I'm sketching it.
You begin the process.
This is my job.
I need you holding this painting, unwrapping this painting, to make me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
She's so excited.
Yeah.
Dear.
15.
Oh my god.
You begin pulling the cloth, unwrapping, 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 and where you were before, you were pulling this cheap material this simple material you had done before. Now you're unwrapping this beautiful purple silk inlaid with what looks to be almost golden thread, and you unwrap and you reveal a perfect, beautiful brush. The hairs itself you know well, taken from the tail of a unicorn. This beautiful instrument with which you will paint a masterpiece today.
Wonderful.
You will find the truth. Where is your songbird? As you continue, the painting is before you and you hold it here in your hands.
That was beautiful. I am so excited. This is amazing.
Anxiety.
I want to just stare at the painting now.
The painting itself
in front of me.
is captivating. The rest of you are need to be if you look at this, I need a wisdom saving throw, Connor, that's with advantage for Thorn.
I also have advantage if it's a charmed or frightened.
It is a charm effect. Yes, you have Fey ancestry. So actually, you would have had advantage either way for this. I apologize.
Yeah.
But you are able to tell. Again, this effect does not seem to be working terribly well on you.
14.
Natural 20 for a 22.
11.
We were supposed to be stopping them from doing something.
Why are you here?
I just went outside.
Roll 2 10s.
I'll do it.
Good enough.
Those words, where is my songbird begin to fill, like you just read them, and for a moment, you just get this feeling of dread, of immense loss. And you aren't certain if the loss is from the painter or if it is your own. You hear screams and shouting, and for a brief moment, you are back in Dunsmith.
Do we see him starting to move to the painting?
There's no movement. Where you stand right now, you look off into this rolling mist, that trio of figures floating above the ground, slowly approaching where your father currently lies.
Do I have my dagger in my hand still?
You do.
Slip my hand.
Oh, man! Okay. You take 1 point of damage, and you nick yourself out of this. I will say, you're both fine.
Cool.
There's a deep unpleasantness for you, Elle, but it doesn't feel like you can. It's that you feel a magic try to take you, and you're able to shrug this off. Silas, your heart is stone for a moment.
I'm remembering Oswald as I'm going through this, probably.
Okay. Now, outside, you are totally fine. There is no line of sight, and you are fully outside of the barn with it closed. Sulo hasn't been violent, but he's not expressed an intelligence during your couple minutes out here. Now, who is going to attempt to take and remove the actual wooden piece and just roll up the canvas?
It would make more sense for Silas to do it if he's comfortable.
I am comfortable, but I will ask for just a minute to sketch what I see first.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah,
all.
and I
Take a brief moment. I'm going to need the two of you who had failed to make me another wisdom saving throw.
I failed.
No, it's just these two.
The two of you who
I
failed.
failed with the 15. Okay.
Oh.
I got a 14.
Yes, she touched it.
Higher DC.
I have
I was like, I'll take it.
one
Like,
day I can show you the stat block.
14.
This,
Well, it's a
I'll
description
see you in
block.
2 years.
12.
14.
The visions repeat.
I was wanting to study it and try to do some arcane checking.
You do
I did the
feel,
enchantment, but that's about it.
and I'll ask you to remind me of this if you encounter any combat before you take your next rest. You do feel a heavy negative presence.
Great.
Actually, I suppose that's fine. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. But I am intrepid and will continue to try to assist.
Okay. Go ahead and now, are you helping as he begins
Yeah,
to?
I wanna help.
That's totally fine. There's not another save required. I do need you to make me a painter supplies tool check. Now, you passed all your saves,
22.
so it would be a flat roll normally. You do have assistance, so it is an advantage roll.
is this painter's tool? Let's
Now, it's going to be a dexterity check.
Oh, even using painter supplies to replicate it?
Yes, that's so. How tools checks work is if you have tool proficiency, you choose to if you have that tool, you add the proficiency, and you get to add an ability score based upon what you're doing. In this case,
Okay.
it's about your manual dexterity, so it's dex plus proficiency.
Perfect.
Yep.
9.
Okay. It takes some real doing, and as you're going through this, you're working. These two, whatever's going on with them, gets a bit heavier.
Great.
Do I see it on their face? Is it noticeable?
You were working on that task.
Yeah.
So that skill check result is corresponding to how long it takes you to do. Not success, because what you're doing doesn't really have a fail state, but it lengthens the time.
I think I
A
would
few minutes passed.
probably collapse back, like fell back, and would start like kind of
Yeah.
pushing away
Are you
towards
good?
the door.
Are you good?
I'm
Probably
watching
do I
them
even
to
hear it?
see, like,
During this vision, I'm curious. So you would be however you would have reacted in those circumstances is what's on your face.
Yeah, I'm doing exactly that then.
So what does she see? Does she see abject horror? Are you
Just-
angry?
Just horrified and
Okay.
like trying to get away.
You watch him backing away from an unseen phantom towards the door.
I'm gonna let him do it because I'm more worried about his baby. But
You're
if
able to crawl out of the barn towards where Gwynwyn is.
Gwynwyn,
Do you see this?
Thorn coming, I guess.
He takes a full minute before he's normal again.
Okay.
Okay, it takes you a little bit of time.
And I'm getting to see this beautiful paintbrush over and over again. This is fantastic.
You
Oh my God.
you spend minutes of time. It feels like you're adjusting. Oh, there's a hair. There's a single hair out of place, and you begin casting spells, realigning this.
This is
You
wonderful.
feel as you pluck the weave to make sure that it is pristine, and when it is, you place the cloth, put it in your pocket, and turn and begin to walk towards the rear entrance of the low prism of Copper's Back to begin your painting.
Is she moving or doing any
No,
magic in real life?
she's doing what she's helping with this task.
Yeah.
This is all a vision.
cool.
I'm just repeating, not even horrible visions. These are wonder. I'm just like, yeah, they're great.
The Gwynwyn vision I had for this was monstrous.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what was the?
I got the nice one.
I want to know what all of our visions were.
I want to know what Elle's vision was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I
I
don't
let
like
Thorn
that
crawl
one.
backwards out of the barn and
Outside.
was like, bye. I'm sorry.
Horrified.
Outside Gwynwyn, you have this bound zombie, and you're kind of lean over, check on. No, you still have him. I'm not
Yeah.
tricking you, haha. But where you are, you kind of reach your hand down towards Thorn, kind of checking in him, and something clicks in Sulo. Underneath this gag, you just faintly hear this. It's fear, kind of a similar expression, similar sounds you're hearing, kind of from the whispers and mutterings of Thorn, as he begins to attempt to forcibly move back away from the barn.
I'm gonna let him go back. We're
Yeah.
going to move away from the
Cool.
barn.
You willingly fail. He pulls you guys 10 feet away, and he stops. Things seem to fade, go back to normal. It appears that he regained his senses for a moment, and then in those moments that felt fear. You are not susceptible to what just occurred.
I really don't like this painting.
Okay. Takes you a little bit. Once you've got this wrapped up, are you covering it once more?
Yeah, as soon as we've got it wrapped up, it's covered again. If I don't know if I would have had one, but any kind of our architect has kind of this tube that you can hide a canvas in. I super don't think I have.
I'm going to say no, but it's something you could, if you want to go pick up a box of some sort, a container, that's something you could obtain in town very cheaply.
Okay.
And I will even allow, because your character, I will allow a rollback on this. Would you have liked to have picked something up? Had them pick something up in town briefly from a stall?
They could have.
I honestly had knowing they
This
were
was
going
the
to
plan
do this,
beforehand.
knowing that they were going to do
Perfect.
This is
I'm going to ask for someone to.
I'll take it.
Do you want it to be nice or do you want it to be regular?
I gave them 2 gold pieces for it.
Oh, perfect. Mark off 5 silver pieces assuming you
I
gave
can
him
give
back the
him
change.
change back.
You
I
gave him
would-
the change back. 5 silver pieces. This is a fine. You actually were a bit lucky and were able to get one of these pieces. The merchant actually had purchased it from Travis, who was the Varuxi merchant, who is actually, that is what he deals in, is in leather goods.
Never trusted Travis.
Never trust a Travis. Yeah, never trust a Travis. If you're watching this, Travis, no, we love you. Hi, Travis.
He's actually asleep.
Okay. Well, it takes a moment. Also, just letting you, so you guys, for that thing I want you to remind me for later, D8.
Great.
I think after they finish, I'm like, are you good?
Wonderful.
Okay, now I feel bad for not checking on Thorn. I feel like I have to go.
While they're doing that,
I'm not going to apologize.
In
I
the
made a
fetal
copy of
position.
this.
It's
When
like-
one does hit
Hey,
for wine.
Are you
So that
good?
way-
I'm really sorry. Who needs this more?
You've experienced this twice now, correct? I don't mind telling you this, and I want it to be very clear, because your character would now understand this. You feel that you're more resistant to whatever this is. But if you fail, you're more susceptible to whatever this is. Why? No idea. You didn't roll anything that would give you that. But you're aware you feel pretty good against it normally, but every time it's hit you, it's been worse than everyone else.
Right. And what everybody else, I'm going to now tell my honest thing. I'm trying to just do exposure therapy. I want us to be able to handle this painting. I want to be able to look at it as much as possible. So
Okay.
please allow me to look at the painting.
Should we
all of the
like
time?
take turns every night and
No.
have someone
No.
guard them? And
I'll pass on that.
The copy I
that's
made.
fair.
Who's carrying? So you're carrying it now? Perfect.
Does the copy I made have any effect whatsoever?
It has absolutely no effect. It took some effort for you to briefly sketch. You did a light sketch, and later you can go fill it in during like your next long rest, because long rests are 8 hours or so, and you don't have to spend all of that time sleeping. You had to sketch the pierced body of Oswald. All of those damaged pots. It was a beautiful piece. You would say it's a technically masterful piece.
Yeah.
But it was difficult.
Interesting.
You did it justice. You're pretty confident you got most of the details. We're not having you roll that specific checks here because you've seen it several times. You asked to study it last time as well.
Yeah.
You have a pretty good idea of what's going on here.
Confidently, I don't think it's going to matter if I take this piece out. I'm going to start ripping the paper to keep Oswald out of it. I regret painting that.
Okay. You're able to pretty quickly take the bit of parchment and destroy it. With this carried on your back, you do feel that similar weight I was telling you about before. Feels like it's going to be a difficult thing to carry.
I'll help you carry it, but I'm not looking at it.
No, it's fine. I think it's just what kids call depression these days.
I also could carry the painting.
I have Emekir back.
No, I'd rather carry it. This is punishment.
Oh no!
Silas, you're having a bad day. No, Silas is not allowed to
Jeez.
carry the painting anymore.
I didn't say that out loud. Y'all know nothing about my pentant.
Okay. Taking a bit of time, you all have gathered this. You've all gathered this just kind of to move us along. Is there anything else you're doing here at the farm, or are you all good to head out
Can
towards the town?
Start heading south.
I was gonna say we had a short rest worth.
Absolutely. I thought we had mentioned that in the last session. I actually may have simply forgot. Go ahead and take that short rest. Excuse me. It's been among the rest you had after last session. Going around, relaxing in town for a little bit, going to grab that, having tea time for Silas. You all experience the effects of a short rest.
Did I
I-
need to make a con save for carrying the painting?
You don't, because time hasn't passed since you've started carrying this. Okay. She walked back only about a half an hour. I kind of had you make that roll.
2 spell slots worth. 2 first or second. I like to have 2 firsts.
Arcane recovery.
You're figuring out. I know. Yeah, I figured it out.
I haven't done arcane recovery before. It's kind of cool.
Once you hit level 5 and have third level spell slots, you'll probably always fill in as high as you can.
Right. I had used 2 first and 1 second, so I was like, do I get the second back or do I get
Sure.
2 whole first level spell slots?
Oh, should I do the thing again,
Plan
Connor?
my spells.
Explain what the heck we're
around
talking about?
Knowing I thought I was going to get a short
Arcane recovery is the ability of wizards to restore spell slots, which let basically magic bullets.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I want arcane
essentially.
recovery.
Yeah.
They give you the ability to restore spell slots on a short rest. Now, not as effective as warlocks, who regain all of their spell slots,
But I
but
get more spell slots.
you can only do that once per long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so heading out, Odie, having woken up, kind of waving at you guys as you leave through the window. Your Sulo is back tied up in the barn, is that correct? Or are you taking Sulo with you?
We're taking Sulo
taking-
with us.
Taking Sulo with you. You got your dowsing rod.
Right, because my thought really is about taking him is at least if they try to come back for him,
Yeah,
if we don't stop them in time, they come back for him.
they get him.
Okay.
But would he be safer here?
We were taking him with him.
Yeah, we're
that's on
taking
our
him
recommendation.
with
He's starting to act more feral as well. I'd be scared about leaving him here.
Did you get your
Left
flower
it warm.
back?
Yeah, I told you could borrow this. I
Did
don't
the
know.
flower have any visible changes to it?
No, it still glows a soft orange light.
Please be
It
careful
is
with this.
warm
I will.
in your hands as you place it here, as you hand it to her. It's soothing. It's not the same. It's not a big impressive thing, but this is actually one of the few, and you would recognize this. It is a magical item. It is. It has magic properties, and at the very least, it allows you to feel a soft bit of comfort, and it's almost the magical feeling of being under a warm blanket.
One's gonna tuck it like right here under the breast pocket, so it's like right at her heart.
Oh.
That's very sweet.
Okay. As you all begin heading out, zombie in tow, you begin heading southward. Now, are you connecting to his mind once more?
Yeah. I'll do it at 3 minutes at a time because that's what I can do.
Okay. The first during this first chunk of time, you do feel just this full lack of presence here. The connection itself is faint, weak. You've attempted to bond with beasts in the since you've obtained this ability. You've tried to connect with beasts. You've tried to connect with lesser creatures. It's not as effective. But here, where you are, even though you can hardly feel him, you do feel a faint pulse. Make a charisma check for me.
13.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you proficient in survival?
No.
Okay. 13. As you all begin... So where you're feeling is roughly east of south. So mostly southwards. And actually, going through where you were here, this is sort of heading in the direction you were described. The party was described as they've passed the information on to you towards that area with the abandoned farm you saw previously. Should we do that now? Okay. Before that, knowing that it's you're heading roughly towards that abandoned farm. Is that where you want to go? Is there anywhere else you want to, or is that where you're heading?
Yeah, I'm just trying to track down the guy.
Kind of following this ping, it's much fainter than it was before. Possibly it's due to something going on with the Sulo. Possibly it's due to something going on the other end. As the party continues to proceed, they begin pushing through town. You begin passing through the southern part of Walnut Hill. In the distance, the titular hill on the eastern side of the village becomes visible. A small structure on top of it, hardly visible even at this distance, a few hundred, probably closer to like 600 feet away from you. You also see much closer that polished white stone building with the half circle. This is not the shrine from before. Okay. This is a half circle which you see extends with a set of lowering stone seating. It appears to be an amphitheater. And in its center, you see a trio of young children, probably in their teens, and they appear to be getting talked down to by a lightly armored guard. It looks to be he's wearing very clearly town guard armor with a plumed helmet atop. The guard is holding in one of his hands a bottle of wine and shouting at children.
Oh, as we walk by, I just want to look towards Elwyn. I recommend we don't cast grease here.
Far away in the distance from the little baron, you hear, "Oh shit!"
Sorry.
I'm just gonna walk ahead.
All right. Before we go to break, can you give me another check as we continue that pulse as you head towards where you initially felt it there? Ooh.
10 this time.
You hear, from the outside, you all hear, muted by this rope, the chittering of teeth, almost like a deep grinding far in the back. But inside your mind, the natural 20 on this check, you hear his voice once more. I didn't hurt my family, did I?
No, of course not.
I think I know where you're taking me. Here, don't give me to them. I don't know if I can fight them, but... Sulo pauses. A brief moment where he starts to fade once more. If you need me to fight, I will, but I can keep more of myself if I just focus, and it's hard to do. When we fought the orc, I lost myself. Kind of, for a brief moment, you feel this pang of hunger emanating through your connection as it slowly dissipates. But in this moment, you do feel a very strong pulse, and as you do, you see this wide open field. Here, at about 3:30 in the afternoon, it now lies in the shade of this beautiful floating, massive cloud, this large, still pillar of water vapor, thousands of feet high above, casting a nice shadow that covers the field. The field itself is not tended, overgrown with weeds and a mixture of various crops which have survived over the years. On the far side, you see an abandoned farmhouse, part of its roof having collapsed. Looks like it's been years since someone's lived there. And then further still, you see the beginnings of what looks to be a more stony hill. It looks like a lot of these, though most of the hills here have been relatively clear grasslands. Sometimes there are these in the area you are here, it's not well maintained, no farmers currently working the area. There's no effort going into agriculture here, and it looks like part of this has died out. Just a bit there. As the party begins to approach to explore the unlucky fields. That's where we're going to take our break for the evening.
Before we go, does anybody have a cloak?
We didn't. We walked through the town with the zombie.
You did.
The closer
Yeah.
We
get to the
assumed-
building, the less I want him out.
I'll admit, we'll talk about that over the break.
Yeah.
Bye.
And we're back. Clella?
Oh, we wanted to shout, guys.
Sorry, it's
Sorry,
cold.
something's funny.
Laughing so hard.
They were all misbehaving during the break.
I am the lawful good character.
We wanted to shout out Passive Aggressive Perception Podcast. Ivan, we know you're in chat. I loved listening to y'all guys this whole week. Y'all are now in my regular rotation. We super appreciate your super nice words, and
Yeah, no.
yeah, thank
now
you
we're
for
all
coming.
Welcome. We hope we'll see you again.
We're all gonna start listening because we've heard such good things, and we're like, okay.
Hey,
all
I've
of
already
episode
started
one-
listening.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
You beat
I'm
me,
sorry,
but
Clalla's our picky friend, and
Resident
so when
hipster?
when
Wait, what?
they said they wanted to watch something,
She's not.
we are gonna
picky.
watch something.
She's opinionated.
opinion. There we go.
You can be both things.
Yeah, she's both things. Let's be honest.
Is it Drag Clella Day?
Always drag Clolla
His
Day.
birthday, so
welcome
yeah.
home.
And
Point is my gift.
for now,
have-
it's
You're
at-
dragging me all the time.
you're dragging Sulo around town right now.
Right.
Is, wait, is he
And
in drag? Do
now,
they have heels?
no.
Are they a 6-inch?
Jake?
He'd be a 6-inch.
Which season? Which season did he on?
He would be a season 6.
Bringing us back into the fiction, we come back to Walnut Hill. I do have to ask the party, some people talked about it in the past, some of you talked between sessions, and a week passes between sessions. And so sometimes we have to, the gameplay, the fiction, and also real life kind of bump into one another. So just to check, there were some discussions about putting him in a cloak as you traveled through town. Was this the intent of the players?
I don't
Is
have
it still raining a
a
lot?
cloak.
It is not raining at the moment.
I would feel very uncomfortable if we don't have him covered to an extent.
Yeah, great.
Cool.
There is material. You were at a farm. You had several hours of planning during this. It's just that a week of real life happened during that couple hour. That's totally fine.
Would you guys be okay if we just kind of tied up Ivan here? Maybe just. I don't think we should. Or, sorry, it's on the brain.
Ivan, welcome to the table. We're
You're
gonna tie you up.
Connor's like, I can't stop thinking.
Sulo, sorry.
You can't have two inspirations yet.
Stop
Wait,
stealing my
hey.
thunder, man.
He actually told me I could have his next inspiration.
Unfortunately, what
you gave me your
his deals
inspiration.
totally null and void.
Fuck you, Connor. I'm sorry.
Sorry, tie up Sulu. Sulo. Jesus.
This is why we rename it.
See?
Is everybody okay with that? We had a kind of a. He was very.
We had a connection.
We had a connection.
Misconnections. You are me, the handsome half drow. You, the gibbering undead.
The married gibbering.
The Mary.
It's the musk that comes off. Of
Okay,
the
no,
nose.
actually, I have a
Okay.
question. Why?
He's an
Why
undead.
not?
Dead people fart.
Till death
Please.
do us
they
part.
do it immediately, but not again.
So they're divorced.
Continuing in, we're going to keep going ahead. So you were discussing, were you wanting to tie him up? He's currently bound underneath underneath his armpits,
Oh, you wanna, like,
around his
leave him
wrists,
behind.
and
Yes.
tucked in.
He told me that he can fight, but he does not want to be captured by them. So I think we can.
To clarify myself on this
Yeah.
one, because I may have misspoke or not been clear enough, because you also are able to feel some of his raw emotions from this. It's not fear for you to go there. It's don't give me to them, and I can fight, but if I fight, I might lose my control for a bit. So maybe don't make me fight unless you need it. Now, you can walk with him if you'd like to. If you want to hide him, there is some tall grass here. You could probably, there's also stones dotting the farmland. You could probably tie him up, though the success of that is going to be some dice rolling going into that.
What do you guys think?
I think he should hang out with the caterpillars and like we should hide him.
Yeah, just like butterflies landing.
Personally, I'm against it. If he's their goal, the moment he's not in our vision is.
You do know there is a mind that's actively searching, and you are very close. You were within 1,000 feet of the source.
Wait, guys, what if we draw them out? Like, what if we just do the like, hey, we got your guy, come out?
That's literally what he said he didn't want to do.
No,
We're giving him to.
We're like not actually give him to him. Just like get them to come out of their defensive position by lying and say that we'll offer him up. Then they'll come out and then we can engage.
Well, I love your idea. Who's to say they actually do that? Who's to say they trust that we're giving him over?
What if we have one of us pretend to be him? I can make a potion that can transform somebody and make them look like another person. So one of us could be bait.
Who's good at lying?
I don't know that when I connect with him, that it's a one-way connection, by the way.
What?
Just saying. Might be an open line.
Okay. You didn't put a password on your Wi-Fi, basically?
I don't have NordVPN.
NordVPN!
We're not sponsored yet.
Nord.
But like genuinely, like they're in a cave. Like that's a pretty defensible position. They've been waiting there. We know you told us earlier that guy you talked to was a marksman. Who's to say they haven't replaced him up in the barn?
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
It's been about
there's 6
2
of them.
hours since they sent out.
Do you know what?
You were told that you have the numbers of people involved, and 2/3 of them went out. Half of them escaped.
Still, there's
So
no
they
more
should
dangerous enemy than the one that has been lying in wait of you.
They know our face. They know our association with him. They know our fight back.
How would they know her?
Did they not escape? Could they not have come back?
Jared, the Kenku, and the man in the purple shirt all escaped. I went to Jared.
Oh my god. I appreciate the idea. I just don't think it'll work.
Yeah,
they
I think-
know us and they know our face.
I mean, wouldn't you rather have the enemy come out to us than us go into an unknown circumstance?
Well, there
in a
is that.
perfect world.
There is no good option.
I think we
No.
should just try to stealth our way in.
Okay, then we leave.
We have a
Sulo here.
beacon with us, but we can still probably maybe catch him by surprise
But you just said you may be an open
We
line.
could
when I'm connected to him.
Okay.
This is a
could
hard.
leave Sulo with someone.
This is a hard ask, Matt.
Your
It's
gnome
been
friend,
raining.
Jake, you
or
have an
really
idea?
your gnome friend.
So
You're
it's
the only
been
one who's been
raining.
nice to him.
That is fair, but we're not in town anymore.
She makes
You are.
It's a really small
You're.
town,
It,
right?
this is a very tiny village. You're in an abandoned farm plot just south of the village. It is a 5-minute walk to get to the alderman's house, the center of the town.
Look, we give him a couple coins. We ask him to watch your friend, who is
No.
decomposing.
Actually, I had a really
There's a
great
hole through
He didn't
part of
see-
his chest.
He's wearing a cloak. Okay, fine.
Silas
I'm gonna
will
start
not
making.
What are you
let
gonna
us-
say? He tripped and he fell?
Silas
Yeah.
is not letting it out of
Oops.
our reach.
You can move things with your mind. It's not that crazy.
I don't do it in front of people.
You've done it in front of all of us.
Hey, telekinesis is for private time.
I don't want to be involved in your private
Pick up a
time.
little stone and throw it at you.
I'm so happy. Guys, we're doing our favorite thing where we overplan. Let's overplan.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you
But
saying
I speak for DMs everywhere. You all do it, and it just as long as you all are having a good time, it's fine.
Okay,
We're with
Plan
you,
away.
aren't we?
4 hours picking what to do with a wish stone?
The wish stone was wild. We weren't streaming, so it was acceptable.
I thought that was a monkey's paw. But I have an idea.
Okay.
instead of worrying about laying in wait and trying to like set up a trap, which would be smart, but I don't think that we have anywhere super defensible for us. So we're gonna have to be the party that initiates the siege.
Farmhouse.
So we're gonna go through the
Flammable.
field they all call.
So we need to really quick make a plan, like a quick plan.
Yes, and that's
You smack things. You smack things. You throw things.
I do grab.
You also grab. You grab and you bonk. And you've got the sword. That's great. You throw
I do have a sword. Yeah.
Fire.
You throw fire. You throw
I see a
people.
trend here. There's swing, swing, throw, throw.
And
Intimidate.
Bells.
We only
Bells.
Scary. Got it.
bells.
Yeah.
One is a field
Okay.
called unlucky.
Moving on.
Luckless.
Matt, can I make a quick look around the field? It's been raining for the
Maybe
past
that's
few
why it's
days.
There's a lot more patches of greenery than it looks like. It looks like there's some fresh growth here. This is not a well-maintained field. You cannot tell where there would typically be individual lines where the rows of what this field used to be. It is clear based on where the roads that surround this used to be a farm, and there's a farmhouse.
Yeah.
But
So looking at these two, knowing what they can do, and living kind of near the woods, I know tall grass can burn pretty easily.
if it's dry, yeah.
It's not dry, so I'm wondering.
It's not dry, it's also not dead. Now, south of it, where the Stone Hill is, the Stony Hill has some dead patches of grass on it. But that's, other than that, you don't really, like, here, it would take some effort to get this fire. You could do it, there's no subtle way to catch fire to a field with this much living plant material.
Especially since they're in a cave.
Look
Yeah.
at the house.
Yeah, we don't know how far into the
Oh,
cave
absolutely. It's an
it's
old, dilapidated house. It's surprising it hasn't burnt down with
You're
how...
saying, Silas, if I'm
Smoke
getting this
them
right,
out.
you're saying
This field isn't.
set a bunch of stuff at the end on fire in front of them, so they have to come out.
So we
We
do an
are-
arson. They are good
Now,
citizens.
I
They
wanna
try to
ask
put
so
it
I
out,
understand.
And then we kill them.
Because I'd like to follow.
That's what I'm getting.
I don't want to kill anyone.
Why are you... So what would be the reason to light the house on fire?
Not the house. I wanted to make everything around the cave start smoking. Well,
You don't know where the cave is.
That's fair. I thought we were kind of.
You've not found a cave entrance.
I think we should get closer because we're gonna do the planning thing that we always do.
Right.
Like as people.
I
Then
have.
let's move ahead. Make a stealth check while we walk through the field.
Can I
One
just-
question is, go ahead.
Party
Yes, you
order.
may move stealthily through the field if you'd like to.
I want to
Kate.
discuss, but as the only planning I actually want to do is party order. Silas, you've got a giant weapon and a giant
I'll
sword.
be
For ordering, the only thing that will matter is this. I would like one person who's in the lead, and that person can be this next role or someone else to be a spotter.
I'll go first.
You want to be the lead? Would you like to be the spotter, or would someone else like to be the spotter?
Those goes on spotting.
Oh, I'm touching my.
I'll be the spotter.
I'm
Great.
okay at spotting, and I've got the bird.
Yes.
I've got the bird.
Why don't you be on in the back?
In the
Great.
back.
Spotting.
We throw you in the back. You're warging, hand on someone else.
Yeah, I'll put my hand on going when again.
Fix
Yeah.
the blinger on.
Perfect.
I'm not doing anything this time.
Give me a perception check. This is going to be with advantage as you. And I also give me that perception check.
With his or my.
So can you? Let me verify something. I actually don't know. I don't think it's actually with advantage. I apologize for
I think
that.
it's the familiar.
So she's.
It is the familiars by itself. It is not. You're not giving the familiar the help action.
Can I?
Now, does it have keen sight as a feature?
It only has mimicry.
It's mimicry. Okay. Now, as you're heading through here, everyone will give me a stealth check.
13.
A 13? Okay. I have information I can give you with that, but I do need to know your stealth roll as you're
Well-
moving through here.
While I make a stealth roll, can I also be just listening in
Rolled
for
like
rustling
you-
grass?
Thorn for stealth.
No. What'd you roll?
So, yes and no. Your passive. I will let you know. There's nothing here that's going to relate specifically to your trunks. You don't have an advantage. What is your passive perception?
14.
With a 14. Well, you did ask. Let me
What?
verify something.
What? Don't look at this. It's a bad roll.
We're having a mind conversation about our rolls.
Silas. It's almost imperceptible. Slithering through the grass, about 8-10 feet to the right of you, as the party's continuing southward. You see the briefest movement of a small black snake. Probably, I mean, small is maybe the wrong term. You see about a foot of a snake that's a few inches wide. It's at the surface of it reflecting light briefly, and it was actually that glint of light that gave it away, not so much the sound of it, but you hear just a little bit of movement before it disappears again into the underbrush. But again, thickness is probably about this for the width, not. It's
Don't
not
worry.
giant. You know, it's not the Midgar Zalem.
Okay. Do I recognize that kind of a snake in this part?
Give me a nature check, but this is an awful lot of stuff going on when there's like 4 checks happening at once. I'll tell you, it's pretty hard.
It's not much. It's just an 11.
No, it's a weird looking snake. It was kind of it was a bit shinier than you're used to from snakes back home.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it didn't remind me of someone's familiar.
The 13, I have to tell you what you see. South of the field, there it looks to be a small dirt path that connects where the abandoned farmhouse wraps around that stony hill towards what looks to be a pond on the far side of the hill. So someone would walk around the hill rather than over it. At the base of the hill, you see 2 things of note. First, a small stone archway going roughly 10 feet, maybe 12 feet up into the air. It leads downwards into a cave. The entrance of this itself is not particularly hidden. It's not visible from the main road, but if you were to speak with someone who's well traveled here, probably could get some information about this. Additionally, sitting on a rock on top of this entrance, again about 10 feet above the air, is an 8.5-foot tall man with skin made of stone. His blackened tattoos, visible even from high above as you circle in the air briefly. You see one of his arms kind of dangling down below him, swinging back and forth like a massive executioner's axe, just swinging back and forth, this huge great axe.
I want it.
Can't make out quite what it is, but almost for a brief moment the sun catches the light of Squawk. Something on his chest glints. Just a reflection of light.
Wonderful. I will relay that I think we're heading that direction.
You're a few hundred feet away. You're about 350 feet away. Did I get the stealth rolls from you guys?
Not yet.
I don't believe I did. I do need those now, however.
Do you need them?
I really need all of them.
Oh,
Now
I
we
forgot
use
to roll.
group stealth.
Did I have advantage?
I remember.
You absolutely
Don't
did
worry.
not.
Can I?
No. I need your stealth specifically, and then everyone else is in any order. It doesn't matter. Silas?
2.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have to roll with disadvantage.
Connor.
3.
Oh, go ahead, win-win.
3. Thorn?
5.
16.
7.
7. All right.
Why are you so stealthy right now?
No,
We're all like,
singing on the road again.
we're going on a bear.
Sneaking. Very loudly.
We're singing different songs.
Couple things gonna happen.
Great.
No, all bad.
As you all continue your way down here. Now,
Yeah.
I will let you know, you were informed of the upcoming danger. As it does take, you're traveling stealthily, you're moving at a slower speed, you're moving through this underbrush.
Stealthily.
Now, as you're trying to move stealthily, were you attempting to maintain not having your own vision? Because you are blinded while doing this.
Right. Well, it's 6 seconds in and out.
Right. So,
So.
okay. What I need to know is this. Once you got information, did you come out of your bird?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
No, my baby.
Okay.
Poor Squawk.
No. Your bird flying up,
Oh.
commanding him to come down, or are you putting him away?
I'm gonna pop him away. Or no, I'm not gonna pop him away because that's gonna be more suspicious. I'm gonna command him to come back.
He comes back. Are you keeping him here, or are you putting him away?
I'm gonna keep him on my shoulder.
Okay.
It's like feathers.
Just a bird in the air flying. And
Okay.
Birds are weird. They do things.
Birds aren't real.
Everyone. You continue moving closer and closer towards the cave entrance. A bit of a tailwind coming from behind you.
Oh, great. It's the zombie smell. Give us away.
No.
Your smell, we still need you to shower.
Sulo has been relatively quiet. He got a solid 11 on that stealth check.
Better than
Better than
Four
most of y'all.
four of the party.
the wizard.
Yeah.
Wizard.
But as you're moving forward, you hear 2 strange sounds. The first, and much more obvious, and on your individual turns, you can ask more about the second one. The first sound is an angry yell in Giant. Alongside it, a loud thundering footsteps as you see a man sprinting towards you. As the cave entrance comes into view, you see this man, having climbed down from his perch, charging towards you in the lead there, Silas. Great axe in hand. Now, that's all going to happen at initiative in just a moment. Well, I have you all rolling for initiative. You hear a strange sound in an unfamiliar tongue briefly, as 3 beads of red light fire from the underbrush, roughly in the direction from the cave, but coming at a slight angle. It does not appear to be originating from the Goliath. We'll talk about those at the start of the round, don't worry. So go ahead and let's get those initiatives. Mr. Thorn!
Ooh, 18.
An 18 for Thorn.
15.
15 for Silas. Gwynwyn.
7.
That's not bad.
12.
12 for Ismini. And Elle?
I have math 20.
That's not bad.
That's actually very good.
It's very good. I rarely go first in initiative.
Swing.
Exhaustion is really, like, not doing Gwynwyn any favors right now.
All right. Now, start of round 1. I have very exciting news. Today we're going to learn about the surprise condition. Now, all of you are aware of the threat of the Goliath, and the Goliath is aware of you.
Oh, sorry.
None of you have mutual surprise. Something else does. That first round, a trio of beads, which you all would see the originating point looks to be a small shrub, probably 2.5 feet tall, about 30 feet behind the Goliath. And the Goliath himself is only about 45 feet away from the party, give or take. It's all theater of the mind. We're not worried about exact distances, but a small bush, a trio of red beams firing out. 2 at the front of the party, an additional at our dear Mr. Thorn. Now, Gwynwyn, the reason for that, Gwynwyn, you and Ismini were in the back. I just chose between these 2 targets. First things first. 14.
Miss.
Critical hit on the other one.
It's fair.
And then towards you, Mr. Thorn, that is a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Are you sure? I think you have pretty good AC.
Okay.
That is.
Thorn, as this first beam of red light strikes you, a puff of flame bursts out. That's 8 points of fire damage. You are able to, seeing this, Mr. Silas, you see a pair of these beams come up at you. The first one hits onto your gambeson, burns a little hole in it, but you feel it just a moment. You're able to grit your teeth, no damage there. But the other hit, which strikes you in almost the same spot, 12 points of fire damage. That was a total of a 26 to hit.
Ow.
We're going to go to the top of the round. Bad things are happening. What is everyone's passive perception, just to make sure?
14.
14.
11.
13.
11.
So I will let you know something. During that surprise round, during whatever caused that magical effect, very clearly some sort of spell effect, possibly one that you're familiar with. It emanated from that bush. And whatever that was appears to have moved. We'll let you know. It's not enough. None of your passive perception to beat this stealth check. So I'm just going to ask happily for you to remember that. There are 2 threats that you're aware of at the moment. Elle, you actually beat the Goliath on initiative. So though he's charging out, he's still a ways away. As all theater of the mind, you are all able to reach each other in melee should you choose. Elle, what would you like to do?
So fun fact, I have no spell slots.
You're out of magic. Magic is for nerds.
And also arcane points.
Okay.
Going off my notes from last time, I am not at a great point resource-wise.
Do you have any weapon bursts remaining?
Yeah, I have both of them.
Great.
Cool. He's like 45-ish feet.
So this is all kind of happening all at once, theater of the mind. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
you are able to get into melee with him this turn if you would like to.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna move up. As I move up, bonus actioning, Can I make a? Is there anything I know about Goliaths? Anything about them that would be helpful with thinking about kind of elements? I'm trying to think back on training, anything I learned, any stories my mom's told me.
So there's not much to say about them. If you'd like
Yeah.
to make a quick history check, you can.
Sure.
Or actually, this would be a medicine check. Excuse me.
Medicine.
Now, Goliaths themselves, you've seen them. They're not terribly uncommon. They normally live in mountainous regions. What'd you roll?
18.
18. You're not certain, but cold is probably the worst choice you could make.
Cool. I'm gonna go with lightning then. So I'm gonna weapon burst. I'm gonna use one of my 2 weapon bursts, and as I get in melee range, I'm gonna swing my sword at him, and I'm gonna back up, Silas.
How far away are they from Silas now? With her getting into melee with them?
Again, don't worry about exact distances.
Yeah.
It's all relatively close. This is a Goliath charging you in a relatively flat open field. There are rocks should you need cover. Additionally, some of the terrain here is thick enough where smaller characters could even attempt to hide here.
So I can spell strike, right?
You can spell strike if you're imbuing a spell.
Okay. I'm not.
You're not. You realistically, you're pretty spent. You probably mostly just have your attack actions left.
Well, I have cantrips, but
They're action caps
Yeah.
at the same time. What are you rolling? Just a normal attack?
I was swinging. Yeah.
Perfect.
I missed. It's a 7.
7 is a miss.
It's fine.
Is it
Cool.
No.
It's not fine.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
That's the end of your turn.
Bonus action.
You all see Elle has engaged this Goliath in melee range. Next, it's going to be Thorn. It's your turn. Also, big thing for Theater of the Mind. Yet we're not worried about the exact distances, but if you want to say you're moving further back, there's kind of like a close range, a mid range, and a far range.
Linear.
Yes,
There's rocks for cover.
there are bits of cover here. Yes.
I'm gonna move behind those rocks and
Cool.
then
Back
pop
it up.
out and cast Mind Sliver at the Goliath.
The Goliath.
Jesus.
You seeing him, you can see he's got a few bits of his upper body's got just what looks to be small belts, a bit of armor, no real shirt as these black tattoos and heavy scars are covering up. But from the waist down, you see what looks to be remnants of some sort of studded armor and actually a plate along his left thigh, some sort of protection. Almost looks like something you'd wear as a form of mounted cavalry armor. I make an intelligence saving throw, making that. He's not too smart. Oh, that is a cocked die. Ooh, nat 5 on the die for a 4. That is a fail. What happens to me, my friend?
I'm gonna take 6 points of psychic damage and a
Does not like that.
-4 to the next saving throw he makes.
-4 to his next save. Very important to know. Now, Thorn, you moved back, got into cover. Is anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. That is going to be the Goliath's turn. Furious. You watch his eyes begin to get... You can see them... Before they were almost like these dark beads, and they almost have a gray quality as his veins begin to pulse in his temples. As a bonus action, he's going to rage.
Looks angry.
Gonna go ahead and he's gonna make his one attack here with his great axe against you. There's a natural 1. As he swings down, you're able to move out of the way, but as it stabs into the ground, you hear a crack and a bit of stone splinters as he lifts it up and ready. He's fast. You're faster.
Cool.
That's his bonus action. He is going to stay where he is. He's not really repositioning. He's fixated at the moment. Moving on, Silas. Your ally is in danger in close range.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Seeing that axe almost took her in half, I am going to run up to Ellen if she'll let me bait and switch.
Nobody speaks giant, right?
No.
Nobody understood the obscenity from before then. Perfect.
Yeah, so if Elle
Still
will
feel
let me...
offended, oddly.
You felt offended by a lot, though.
He said that word like you knew it was really offensive.
The tone.
The
came across
tone.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You dice.
Yeah.
That's the evil die.
Yeah.
Put it in.
It's only
Yeah.
But yeah, so as long as you'll let me, I'm about to throw you fire like behind me. So the square right behind me.
You're gonna use a reposition?
Yes.
What is that called again?
This is bait and switch.
Bait and switch.
If she lets me, then also I can add
yeah.
a D8 to either my or her AC. And this time I'm actually gonna add the D8 to my AC.
All right. Silas moves up and actually you perform this maneuver as this does kind of in universe with the fiction of this is you see that the Loxodon charges it behind you. You're able to duck back. The Goliath trying to swing down, parried by the shield as Silas stands before you. You've got the shield and the sword now here. You got an AC bonus there?
Same as last time, +1.
Okay, hey, so it's gonna happen like 12.5% of the time.
8.
It happens.
8. It's an 8.
What?
Nothing. I'm just depressed.
Because there's no hitting you with an 8. Okay.
No. I wish. That's a.
Anything else, Silas? Is that your action to do that?
Oh yeah, no, that's my full action.
Okay. We're gonna then move on to something else's turn. I'm gonna make a real quick decision here. Let's actually make a luck check. Amanda, you haven't gotten to do anything yet. Go ahead and roll me a d20. If you roll an 11 or higher, it's good for you.
She sweet talked the no.
5.
5. Excellent. I'm gonna ask for everyone in the back, the further section. So that is going to be Ismini, Gwynwyn, and Thorn. Thorn, add a +5 bonus for your 3/4 cover here to make me a dexterity saving throw. You watch as a snake clears and arrives in that dirt path and begins slithering towards the cave. As it does, its head rises a few feet up off the ground. You can't hear the words from here. You watch as its forked tongue emerges and a bead of light, red, crimson, flies towards you. I need that dexterity saving throw.
If this is what I think it is.
Math?
Pass.
20.
Pass.
7. Goodbye, wizard.
No!
No, bad face. This is good for you face.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck off.
Do it. That's
Actually,
not
like,
helpful.
Honor
today.
versus die.
It didn't help, did it?
What did you roll again?
A 7.
Fail.
Yeah, obviously.
You take 14 points of damage.
So 4 points to me. Great, perfect, wonderful. Oh, that worked.
Great.
The two of you who passed take 7 points of fire damage. As I've rolled, that is the worst fireball I've ever rolled. Not the worst 8d6, that would go to Clella during last campaign. But one of the worst fireballs I've ever done.
It was
First of all, it wasn't even a fireball.
It was 8d6. My first roll was 5 on the first 4.
Oh.
Next time I'm casting Ice Ball.
Yeah, very ineffective. But you watch as the cobra then continues its way towards the cave entrance. It's still visible technically, but you need a pretty long range attack to get towards it. You do not see anyone else emerging from the cave itself. We're gonna then continue. Ismini, it's your turn. Gwynwyn, you're on deck.
I'm mad. I'm real mad.
Ismini, you just got hit by a fireball.
I just got hit by a fireball and
And
I'm
a
not.
snake cast it.
I'm really upset about everything that just
Yeah.
happened. I want that snake. I need a new case for my wand.
Oh, snakeskin sheath!
Oh yeah.
Cast a spell. Doesn't that mean it's kind of sentient?
Oh, hush. Ismini,
Does that matter?
If you cut
Ismini,
its
what do you
tongue
have for your
out.
turn?
I can see the snake.
You can't see the snake. It's pretty far range. If you got a longer range spell, you'll be good.
I can't kill it with one hit though. But I can.
Teach it a lesson.
If you'd like to make a check about it, I would ask for an Arcana or a Nature check.
I would take an Arcana check.
Whichever check you'd like to get. As always, when I offer different checks, they do offer different results.
I'm gonna take the Arcana. 22. 22.
Due to some developments in technology, occasionally, imitation creatures are formed of artifice and a bit of engineering. The creature before you is known as an iron cobra.
Sounds
This-
like a villain to me.
Don't know why half of the table is glaring at me.
We all know why.
We all know why we're
Thank
there.
you.
However,
Former
you are aware this is a
Oh. You should all be glaring at me.
Yeah, this is her fault, not my
This is
fault.
actually my fault.
So you are aware this is not an actual snake. It
Yeah.
is a form of magical construct.
Oh, then I don't want to bother with that.
You also would know it's not intelligent. It's
Right.
serving something.
Right. But whoever is serving already knows we're here. Ding dong. Fireball. So I'm going to ask for the Goliath to make a. Do I have anything damage?
-4 to my save, correct?
-4.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. It's going to
you're
be a wisdom saving throw.
That's why I do this.
It's wildly effective. Wisdom
Yeah.
-4. That is a -3.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you'll take.
That's rough.
Was that a 1?
He hasn't been
It was a
injured.
2 on the die.
He has not been injured.
Yeah,
He has not been injured.
Yeah, yes.
He has been injured.
I
He's
know.
six-
Oh,
You damaged him.
I don't know why I looked around like thinking. I have my damage token. He has taken 6 points of
Sorry.
psychic
I
damage
grabbed the
from.
D12, so I was like,
Perfect.
oh no. I
Go
love
ahead.
roll D12s.
She begins shaking her wrists. Do that. Oh, is it 1?
It's 1.
Hey, I feel you.
1 additional point of damage, and you were aware that damage seemed to go through just normally.
Great.
As you
Sorry.
ring, he shakes his head. Didn't seem to like that.
Cool.
Okay, Gwynwyn, it's going to be you. The next person to go is L, so Clella, be ready.
Cobra's still in line of sight.
Hover's in line of sight,
Okay.
long range.
I'm gonna lob a firebolt at it. I
Absolutely.
don't like that it just dropped a fireball on me. Does a 26 hit?
A 26 does hit the Iron Cobra.
Okay, we have a sniper.
5 points of fire damage.
I would like to quote someone in our chat here as you deal 5 points of damage. It's not murder if the snake cannot apologize.
Exactly.
It has a tongue.
Thank you so much.
It can't
Women
talk.
would like to go hide behind rocks as well.
Perfect.
I should've done
You, because you are because of your race, are actually able to take total cover against ranged attacks here, considerably smaller, without going prone. Because you could obviously go prone and do that, but prone has disadvantages.
Can I get total cover?
No, you actually can only get partial cover from
No,
it.
you just have 20.
These are these are like the biggest boulders. These are in a field still, so they're a couple feet tall, and you can crouch behind them and get some good cover here. Moving on, start of the round, Ililier, you're really close.
He's threatening.
Yes.
The Goliath.
Yes, and if you don't want to get into flanking position,
Yeah.
you can do so.
I'm gonna swing around and just
Okay, you come around. What element was on your weapon again?
lightning.
Lightning, thank you. You dash around, a bolt arcing in a half circle around him as you
24?
do. 24 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. I do need the damage numbers separately.
Okay.
So you watch as she strikes into him. All of the lightning goes through.
So in terms of piercing damage, it's only 4,
It's 4, half to
and
2.
then 1 to lightning.
Okay. Not a lot of damage. You guys are chipping away, and you watch your attacks are striking, but you watch as these small cuts grinning as this man begins to spin his axe wilder and wilder.
I don't think I have.
You
any
get the
other
feeling something
resources.
bad is about to happen.
I have no resources.
No, you're pretty tapped out. Is that it for your turn, Clella?
Yeah.
All right,
Good.
they're done. So I'm gonna need Thorn. You're the next. You're next. What can I do for
Can I
you?
still see the snake?
You can. You can see the snake.
Is it 90 feet away? Or further?
If you're willing to get out of cover, I'll let you have that.
Yeah, I'll move out of cover.
Perfect.
And
You
I'll-
begin charging forward. You're still way outside of where the Goliath's at. He's not gonna be able to get to you
Cool,
very
yeah.
easily.
I'll move out of cover and look around, pick a rock, and sling it out. And I
Yes.
upcast it, 2nd level, so 4d8.
Ooh. You see where
I'll use
Yeah.
Silas and Ililier, where you're fighting, a huge chunk of the rock that was split by the Goliath a moment ago levitates. The Goliath has to duck out of the way as it catapults through the air. And let's see. Now I believe it's a dex save
Dex
for
save.
me, correct?
Yep.
Pretty dexterous, them snakes. But again, that's a really bad roll in the die. That is a total of a 5. So it's a fail. How much damage does this snake take?
Takes 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
20 points of bludgeoning damage
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I like that it served you well.
as the rock strikes against it. I have terrible, terrible news. It shatters against its steel carapace and takes no damage. It appears that
We're off to a rocky start.
the damage you dealt, it was immune to.
Fair enough.
That's bludgeoning, correct? I
Can
didn't do that wrong.
No, yeah, it's bludgeoning.
For this, you can. So for this, sure, we'll have you get it. It's a little bit smaller over here, so it'll only be that +2 range bonus. But it does look like the Cobra is retreating.
Cool.
Moving on forward. Let's go then. It's going to be the Goliath. Ooh, I've been waiting for this.
I haven't.
I have a bonus action this time, so I can make 2 attacks.
I don't like this.
First things first. I'm gonna attack recklessly. It's gonna be the whole turn. You'll have advantage on your attack rolls, but you already had advantage on those attack rolls. I'm gonna make my first attack with my Great Axe against you, my dear friend.
It's a full round action.
It's not a full round action. Get out of here. That is going to be. That's only a 17 to hit you.
Doesn't it?
Let me roll the second die because I
Don't
just.
get me with that damn 20 combo.
1 second. No, yeah, my second die was worse. As he continues, he's gonna use his bonus action to make his attack in his frenzy. Seems to be quite effective. Making that second reckless attack, that is a 15 on the die. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yes.
19 does hit. There's going to be 9 points of slashing damage as he attempts to cut you down. Unfortunately, there's not much he can do. Seeing what's going on, kind of getting annoyed by these casters. Especially someone who got into his head. He's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the both of you. These are with advantage, and he's going to move most, but not all of the way to get towards you, Ismini. Now, Ismini, if he isn't stopped and you don't move away, he's going to be able to quite easily catch up to you.
Great.
You can tell he's a bit faster than you.
I've just never seen a giant run.
Make that AOO, please.
Oh no, I'm.
You don't wanna
trying
use it?
bait him. I've never seen a giant run so pathetically. And I
Like
drop my shield.
To still do an AOO.
Okay,
I'm trying to bait him.
So here's the thing: you can. I'll allow you to bait him, but I will. Unfortunately, equipping and unequipping a shield is an action.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
They are strapped shields.
Then I don't have that. I'll just bait him. See what happens.
Okay, give me a persuasion check, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Yes, your AOO.
A 21 to hit.
21 super hits.
Is this a 2 or a 20?
4 points of lightning.
Sorry.
4 points of lightning.
And 7
Nice
points
to
of
go.
piercing.
Sticking
They're both halved, right?
Now the lightning is not. He is not a totem barbarian. Also, he's not a PC, so they don't have nearly all the abilities.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward from there, let's go ahead and take a step over to our dear friend Silas. Silas, what was that persuasion check again?
3.
Unfortunately, kind of looks at you, a bit of confusion as he continues sprinting along the way. It does look like he understood the words you were saying, but doesn't really get your intent here as he's trying to murder your friends. Silas, it's your turn. It's meaning you're the next player.
Great.
I'm gonna run after him.
Yep,
and-
able to catch up to him.
Yes, I'm gonna see if I can't. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna make, instead of a swing at him, I'm gonna swing at him.
Okay.
Well, that is a 3 on the die, so it's 7.
Now it's a reckless. He attacked recklessly. You do have advantage on all attack rolls against him until the start of his next turn.
Oh my god, that is
His AC is not great. What is it?
6.
Okay, no one's that bad.
No,
You have
no.
to. That would hit. Actually, that would hit Sulo.
I have to
Sulo is not acting in the initiative at the moment.
Right.
He's currently set to cower. Basically, he's hiding.
Okay, I'm gonna spend another superiority die to try grappling strike. Oh no, it's after I hit a creature. My turn's done.
Right. Perfect.
Sorry.
We're then going to move on. It is the Cobra's turn. You watch as the Cobra's going to take a dash and slither into the cave.
Great.
Those of you who get close enough, or those of you who can see, it's pretty dark inside the cave.
Shaking
You'll
my
have to
head.
continue on your way in there. Ismini, it's your turn. Gwynwyn, you're next in the initiative, followed by Elle.
Goliath is next to Silas.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one else.
My only damaging spell that isn't a cantrip at all on my list does damage to everybody in the area. I have one damaging spell.
Silas,
You could ring your bell.
I guess I'm
Silas
gonna have to.
gives you permission to smack him. He's done that before.
I don't know everything that this guy can do. And yeah.
You're all familiar with the basic idea of a barbarian.
Yeah, but I don't know if he can heal. I'm just
True.
gonna I'm gonna make him make another wisdom saving throw. I'm just gonna keep jingling my bells and
I am
moving
not
away.
wise. Now, I don't believe this has a negative to it, does it? Either way, that's a 6.
Great. I don't get to roll a d20 for damage.
I'd like to think that she's like dancing by herself.
That'll be 6
Shimmy.
points of necrotic
exactly.
damage for more shimmying maraca bells.
6
nonsense.
points?
Yeah. 6 points of damage.
He's not looking great. He's
Great.
getting pretty tired.
Cool.
He's got some health, but you guys have been consistently chipping away at that. Anything else on your turn?
I run away.
Perfect. You back off. He's going to have to, because he's got Silas there with him, it's going to be very dangerous for him to continue towards you. Moving forward, that's Gwynwyn, then Elle.
I'm just
Gwynwyn.
gonna lob a firebolt at him.
Okay. He's engaged with someone in melee, but you are able to move to get a nice angle. He doesn't have any cover or anything. Take the shot.
17.
17. That is going to be a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
3 points of fire damage.
All of that goes through. You're pretty comfortable seeing this. It just appears that he's resisting some of these weapon, maybe like slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing attacks. You've seen barbarians. They're a basic concept in our setting. All right. I'll check this. He is looking very close to death's door. One, maybe 2 big strikes, and you could take him down. Anything else on your turn, Gwynwyn?
That's it for Gwynwyn.
All right, pull back, conjuring a bit more of those fire bolts and acid splashes you had before, refilling the vials in your belt as we move over to Ililie, top of the round.
I run after him like, hey, it's me again. Leave the wizard alone. He attacked recklessly, so I have advantage.
You do have advantage. He turns and kind of sees you, bringing up his hand as if to try to catch your blade as the gold Manticore Exchange coin dangles in front of his tattooed chest.
I hate those guys. 21?
21 absolutely hits. He's not very hard to hit.
7 piercing
7 piercing, halved.
to 3. 2 lightning.
I'm going to really quickly count this up just to make sure.
I didn't say non-lethally. It's fine. That's on me.
Are you attacking non-lethally?
Yeah, absolutely, always.
He's not down. He's on death's door, however. I do apologize.
Yeah.
We don't play aha gotchas. If you meant to attack recklessly or non-lethally with a valid target, you've consistently showed you guys attempt that, you're fine.
Can I mean to attack? Right?
Anything else on your turn, Elle? He's haggard, breathing, labored. Piss off.
Actually,
Language.
Verna sold y'all out. Towards the cave. Verna sold you out.
Give me that deceptione.
Sure.
Let me see that.
I don't know why I'm trying to.
Now, I will let you know. I'm not giving you advantage, but the DC, because of how hurt he is, DC's not super high.
What's that called?
It wasn't cocked.
Okay.
It was
17. 17.
That halfling bitch!
Rude.
I'll eat her skull!
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Well, she wasn't at the table, so no inspiration.
honestly, she could.
It's her birthday week.
It's your birth week.
I mean,
All right, just remember you have that when you get back. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. From there, you see a change in his demeanor. This raging doesn't really have much in him to be clever, doesn't really have much in the way of intellect or wisdom. But what he does know is people betraying him, people messing up the job. I'm gonna make a real quick intelligence check to see. No, he believes you on this.
I have like a shit-eating grin on my
yes.
face. It's missing.
His axe comes down for a brief moment. Where is she?
I know you said you never wanted anyone to go to John Smith again, but you could say that.
You got seconds. What is it?
Thorn, where is she?
I saw her go in the cave.
She went in the cave. She was sneaking in.
So,
Oh, roll another
feel like a much-
deception check.
you will not.
Saying. Sorry, go in the cave.
This is where sometimes The DM giveth, and sometimes the DM taketh away. He stops
I'll
and
give
looks.
you my inspiration for that.
Oh my god. Angry DM.
He just gets really
has the
mad
40, right?
and confused. Turns. And it's going to provoke, I believe, from both of our melee people as he turns to begin to sprint towards the cave. Blood trailing behind him as he roars her name in a voice so loud and furious, my neighbors would be quite upset about it. Oh, my phone died. Rip.
Ah, it's aggressive.
Or not.
Are you attacking him?
He's almost dead, right?
I'm not attacking.
Yeah, I'm not attacking him. I'm letting him go.
I'm
Let him go do his
I'm
thing.
gonna start following him.
Are you keeping pace? So are you dashing behind him or are you letting him?
Can keep it.
Technically, he has a 40-foot movement speed. We're in Theater of the Mind. And I'm just curious if you're like sprinting after him or not. You're just kind of following as he goes.
Yeah.
You watch as he pulls from one of the pouches on his hip this small potion. Begins drinking as he's charging through. His hand is held up on his axe. It's not in a ready position. He's holding his hand right underneath where the blades are, so he can full sprint as he begins sprinting towards the cave.
Is he
Good
warm?
thinking, Thorn.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
Is,
I need to know if you were.
Instant
I will let you know.
retreat.
Everyone with the exception of Ililia is going to quickly fall behind him if they're not full dashing. So, are you taking a moment to plan, or are you sprinting after the raging Goliath?
sprinting.
Sprinting.
Okay.
While
I'm
we're
doing a
running,
light jog.
Oh my god.
I have 35 feet of movement.
Didn't Squawk make it sound like a woman before?
Yeah.
Okay. Worst case scenario, could you make that sound again like Vera in that cave?
Are you? So I will ask again.
Oh, I'm sprinting.
Sprinting.
Every
Not
Okay.
planning.
We don't have time to plan.
Full dead sprinting.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be odd.
We're not going to plan.
I want to plan.
You
What
know-
is
you know
D&D
when
without a
we're
We
plan?
started this-
when we don't plan.
We never
We do
follow
it.
the freaking plan.
Exactly.
As he
So why plan?
continues
No plan.
sprinting in.
Exactly.
Who has dark vision?
Right here.
Perfect. Cave is not lit. Cave is not lit at the start of this, so either you guys are gonna be left behind, light a torch, what are you, or cast a cantrip. As he begins sprinting into the dark, you watch as he puts his axe to the ground and begins sparking, giving him a dim light around him in a 5-foot radius.
I am gonna pull a torch out of my bag if I'm at the.
Okay. Light the torch. You fall back a little bit, but are able to begin catching up. You watch as he continues sprinting through. The cave splits. He takes the left junction.
Oh, yeah.
Continues
following.
going
Oh my
down. And keeps sprinting. I'm gonna need an athletics check from the party. Reminder, Gwynwyn, you're at disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Yeah.
Additionally, he's fully dashing. You are slowly, as we're going, falling back here. How are you doing?
Nat one.
Perfect.
Nat 20 for a 24.
I rolled a 3 on the die, so 3.
3.
Are you not very athletic?
16.
No, average.
9.
9. Okay.
I didn't get punished too bad.
Okay, you tip back.
He's moving a
back
total of
down
80
at
feet
20.
per round.
I
We're
don't-
continuing through here. We're not really in initiative, so round's kind of the wrong word for it. But as he begins pulling further and further away, you continue sprinting through this cave. It's dark, and you're chasing after this man. In the distance, you hear a strange voice. What are you doing? Why are you hurting me? And a crack.
Not Jared! Wait, time out.
Wait, did we recognize
Hey.
the voice?
Correct me if I'm
The
wrong.
pair of voices.
I believe he went to Jared's.
Now you would know Jared's voice. Jared's voice was quite distinct. This was neither of the voices you heard were Jared.
Okay.
Takes you a little bit to continue. Now I will say, you're not there yet. You're following after the party.
Yeah.
Have fun being a dwarf this time around.
I'm gonna make one quick follow-up here. Oh, yes. You hear a horrible, a sickening bite sound, a weird, strange growl, and another crunch. Does anybody speak Goblin? As you hear a voice, kind of cheerily, Kubanawanga. Let's start. Oh, shut up. Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's fine. Everyone knows Goblin is Huddies. It's fine. But you hear this strange, deep voice and the clear sounds of laughter and hushed whispers going on. You're very close to where you are, and as you're proceeding forward, Alex, I'm going to ask you to really quickly put us into player mode, as I'm going to have to set up this battle map here.
We finally get to see what's underneath the pineapple towel.
There's a pineapple.
Yes.
Only in
If you
theater
want
of
to
the
struggle
mind.
with a pineapple towel, that's not a bad thing either.
I put a few things down
Not
here
only
on the ground.
does Gwynwen have short legs, she's exhausted
Right.
trying to run, and she's like, I'm not having this.
You get to be the
And
one that
you're
gets annoyed about being sweaty this campaign.
We're in pumps also.
I am wearing
Yeah.
heels trying to run exhausted.
They're
This is
battle
not
heels. They're made
I'm like
for
so
this.
convinced we're gonna show up and he's like eating, like straight up just eating.
No,
Like
we heard a grunt. I'm half convinced it's
I mean,
he's
we
a
know
goblin,
that someone
but it's
has
a
a pet
zombie
named
goblin.
Beast, and I'm not.
Wait, did we bring the zombie with us?
No,
He dashed with us?
He's still outside.
He's cowering.
he's hanging outside.
Oh,
He's good out
left
there.
the zombie.
He killed the Kenku.
No,
That's why the two voices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're there. No, we were talking
Okay.
about
That's
the
like
zombie.
Sorry, it took me a
we
minute.
by and we were like, oh,
I know. That's
Oh my
like, if we
gosh.
eat the poor little zombie. I thought
That's-
we were keeping him with
Wait,
us.
you're going to have to dash on that first turn, okay?
Connor, that's
I apologize. Just what happened.
That's what I was doing.
Action, sir. And you'll get.
Now, Silas, I have to
playing that
ask you. We can come back. We can go back into the battle map view, Alex. Now, Silas, you said you equipped a torch. Did you put away your shield or your hammer?
I put away my hammer.
Okay, so you got a torch in one hand. Now you can use a torch as a weapon. My phone just died. So I can pull up the PHB, or if someone's going to be very sweet. Silas, Jake, you have a phone. Pull up the torch for me.
think
Thank
it's
you
like
kindly.
a
I want to say it's a D4,
Bludgeoning.
Here's my phone.
but
she don't.
it is lit. It might actually be a D4 of both, but I don't recall. It's
If it
It's
is,
an odd one.
I would use a torch all the time.
well, I believe it's an
not-
improvised weapon, which means you don't add a proficiency bonus. to
Anime
it.
objects, but with torches.
No, if someone could pull that up while I get this,
I'm looking
the
for
rest
it.
of this prepped, I would appreciate.
If you make a melee attack with a burning torch and it hits, it deals 1 fire damage, is what I just read.
It's just 1 point of fire damage. Yeah, there's no roll on it.
Oh, okay.
Perf.
Why? It's
Not a terribly effective weapon. You can drop it, and give light here. Additionally, there is some light that I'll be describing in just a moment.
It's worse than a stick.
However,
It's
Just
a
funny.
D4?
Yeah. I
But you
think so.
can't
Should be like a
roast marshmallows
D3
on-
just for the hell of it.
no, you know what? There's so many simplifications about 5th edition that I know some people like or some people dislike. Not using a D3, I'm totally fine with.
So this special D3 I bought, like,
How?
I don't
Rough.
have a D3.
All
What
right.
would a D3 look like?
Looking ahead of you, a few things. Now, the Goliath miniature, unfortunately, is in the closet as Theater of the Mind prepped. But you do see a couple of things. Gazing around the cavern before you, you see the familiar Kenku from before, his neck bent at an unnatural angle. Additionally, this medium-sized purple lizard. It's a massive lizard, however. You would call it like a giant lizard compared to most lizards you've seen in the past, is feasting. Its face, the purple scales drenched in Goliath's red blood.
Oh no.
Behind, further into the cavern, you see a massive hobgoblin, red skin, weapon out at the ready, and a beautiful polished set of armor. Additionally, you see another person there, dagger in hand, kind of looking panicked and definitely surprised to see you all. Interestingly enough, several of these people are surprised. Further into the cave, you do see a faint bit of dim light and some shadows illuminating. Though the specifics of what's past there, you probably need to move a little bit to see what's around the bend. This spire here is filled with small pools of a foul-smelling green liquid. Hard to tell what it is from here. It's not glowing, is what I wanted to clarify real quick. With some of this set dressing out of the way, I'm gonna need you all to roll for initiative. Gwynwen, as a reminder, that's disadvantage. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Oh, that's not a good test.
That's right. I didn't want to go first anyway.
Ooh.
It's fine. You're probably still gonna go
neither.
first.
It's a lot of pressure.
yeah, some of them had disadvantage, so you know.
You rolled better than me. With
Initiative is not a bad thing to have disadvantage on, of all things.
I find person who had initiative 0 a lot last campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You did have initiative 0 quite often. You're like, I'm an angel that doesn't go first.
We'll never attack first.
She was patient, kind, understanding, slow.
Great Boar is dead.
Poor Great Boar. I kind of like
Let me
him.
double check here.
I like your idea
Yeah.
because I know, because
Fair.
You should pick
out of
Zax.
character, I know how Goliaths get their names. So like, this is the first Goliath I met that didn't have like epic creature as their name. So I'm like, oh, Great Boar. That's very cool and normal.
Now, okay, going around the table. I'm gonna go the other direction for once. L.
10.
Is for the way.
10 for L. Is Meanie?
9.
Okay.
7.
Gwyn, oh my goodness.
Me go last.
Don't worry, Matt. I got you.
Silas?
5.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, you want your players to roll well?
4?
I also got you. 5.
I'm gonna put you know what? I'm gonna put you after him. Yeah, it's fine.
I feel like that's fair.
Do you have less decks?
I will let you know,
Same, yeah.
several of these people were surprised. Not all of them. So we are gonna go in initiative order. You do hear, coming from around the bend, you do hear footsteps for a moment. Step, step. I'm gonna go ahead and move him forwards. Nothing else.
Cool.
Continuing on the way down, Kurguts is not surprised. Or is surprised, excuse me. But Beast is not. Who's the closest as we came in?
Silas, it looks like.
Gonna be.
Yeah, it's either me or Silas.
No, just to clarify, I just put these down. I should have asked your opinion on that one. Were the melee folks leading,
I
or is
would
this fine?
probably
had a
be-
really good
is that
Go ahead.
fine?
You
You
can
would be
swap.
in front of me because you're
Yeah.
faster.
Yes, go ahead and swap on that one. I should have asked you all to set up your pieces there. My apologies. Now I'm gonna go ahead and roll evens odds. You're the odd one. That is odd. Sorry, you're the odd one. So I'm gonna go ahead and make. He's
Don't
gonna.
worry, you can still be on.
Still thumbs up.
The lizard coming up. Really good senses on this one. Is going to make a single bite attack at our dear friend. That's a super miss. Silas, you get this torch in hand as this lizard comes up trying to bite at you, and as it pushes back, it's pretty strong. It is a pretty burly beast. Continuing down the line, we're then going to go to Elilie, and I'll also let you guys know everything else on the map is surprised.
It's been more than a minute of running, right?
No,
Okay, so
you
weapon
probably.
burst is still out.
I will tell you this, and I'm going to ask you to track this.
Yeah.
This is 1. It's 3 total rounds, so you have 1, 2, and 3.
Awesome.
Weapon burst is active. Now, weapon burst does not give off enough light to. It doesn't give off light. That's not what an effect it has.
I still have a torch in my hand.
Yes. So
there's
you.
dim light around
Yes.
them.
Also, you have dark vision, I believe.
Yeah, you have
This is kind of a silly question. Everyone looks like they're about to murder us. Or no?
You also recognize several of the people here.
Yeah, is Jared here?
You have. Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Why are we
Great
worried
news.
about Jared?
We're enemies
Captain
now.
who is
11.
strong.
11. You don't see him where you are. Jared.
But people look.
Yes.
murderous.
You recognize the Kenku, the Goliath who you talked about before, and the people who you're seeing here are reaching for their weapons. They're surprised and like trying to unsheath blades.
Cool. Don't let me die. Can I move into this space?
It's a lot of pressure.
Flanking?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to move to flanking with weapon burst. I'm going to roll with advantage with my short sword. That's going to be a 22.
22 hilariously hits this lizard.
Okay. This combo of dice has served to be well. 6 piercing.
6 piercing
and
damage?
2 lightning.
6.
So I'm gonna move and I'm like, ugh.
Okay.
Wow.
That's 8 total points of damage. All of that totally works.
Cool. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. We're then going to move on. Continuing the line is Meanie. That's your turn. Gwyn, when you're on deck.
Great. With magical darkness, what is it like being inside of it? You can't see anybody. See
Fully blinded.
footage, can't hit anybody.
Now,
can't see out of it.
you can't see out of it.
Mm-hmm.
People can't see through it. An important thing to note, if you are blinded, your attacks have disadvantage. And attacks against blinded creatures have advantage. So you stabbing someone who's also in the darkness is a flat roll. But, you know.
I'm considering it. For now,
It's already quite dark.
For now,
It's already quite dark.
right.
That's just as a reminder.
No bad guys are next to each other in any way that I can see. Great.
Bright light in this area, dim light in this section of the room, and you see dim light coming from the other side. So none of it is absolute darkness, which is very important because of the exact wording of dark vision.
I'd like
Not
to move.
advanced darkness.
Oh my god.
I'd basically like to just.
Enough pineapples.
Where's the pineapple thing? Did someone hand it to me? Yeah,
You took it.
there it is.
Who lives in a pineapple under the blank towel?
Okay.
Towel.
That's our high-tech setup we got there.
Just gonna kind of move into the corner, do a
All right.
little castle action over
Ooh,
there.
now that you're here, you do see, but with quite a bit of cover, an additional bandit. It is the purple-shirted bandit who escaped with Jared.
And there's 5 feet in between them.
There are 5 feet between them.
Ah, okay.
You also cannot see Jared. I know that he's
Right.
on the battle map, but...
I see that there's a couple different enemies kind of within that 20-foot radius.
Yes, absolutely. You also heard there was someone over there.
Right. I'd like to go. Lilia would be in that 20-foot radius, and I may actually put her to sleep instead. So,
Goes from lowest health to highest health.
I'm gonna then, as far back as I can in that corner, so like right past the hobgoblin, drop to sleep.
Okay, so 20-foot radius?
20 foot,
Is it a circle or a square?
within 20 feet of a point you choose within range.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast that at a first level.
I'm gonna see if there's a way for you to get
Him without getting out.
1, 2, 3, 4. If you put this point here, you could get L is L, the lizard, and every enemy.
Great.
So L is in this. So she begins casting this spell, Sleep. She flits, and for a moment, these golden sparks of sand fly outwards and fizzle away. But near each of them, if you're looking very closely, a pair of each of these golden shards taps along the upper section of each of their eyes. How much did you roll?
27.
And I go from lowest health
Yes.
to highest health, correct?
Yes.
And I subtract each time?
Yeah.
27. First, 8 hit points.
Great.
Brings you down to 19. 19.
Great.
That is insufficient. The rest of it is lost, I believe.
Correct.
So you watch as you cast this spell, and some of the sparks flit around and land upon the purple garb bandit and the lizard fall asleep.
Don't hit.
And it's magical sleep.
Yeah. Don't hit the sleeping ones, please.
Yes. Now, I will let you all know as players, attacking things that are unconscious is in melee, it's critical hits if you hit.
Right. But if
Very
you're not
effective.
going to kill it, then it's going to.
You also know they don't have very much health.
Yeah, because they were put to sleep by sleep.
You did not get put to sleep. Wait, how much health do you have right now? What's your current HP?
21.
21? Yeah, you're fine.
Great. Wonderful. Good. Ooh, that was very
It
close.
was very close, actually.
3 points away, I think.
Yeah, it was too.
I did get whacked by a Goliath.
So that would be my action. I don't have a bonus action to use. so
Okay,
that would be
I believe that's it for your turn. We're going to move to Gwynwyn. It's your turn, and then the next player is Silas. Gwynwyn,
Women's gonna dash to get to the rest of her friends because
Yep.
she fell behind.
you want to end up behind Silas?
Yeah, I'll end up behind Silas.
Perfect. You come on in here. You can only see a few of the enemies here, but you do see there's an unconscious lizard who's still clearly breathing. These big... I'll work on lizard sounds, but this...
Lizard.
This whole like weird growl breathing. There's the Goliath is dead, the Kenku is dead, but also over here you see another bandit, and you see this hobgoblin, and the hobgoblin looks incredibly beefy. You know from experience, hobgoblins are a very powerful threat.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I think that's gonna be it because it's her action to dash.
Okay, perfect. We're gonna continue on. Silas, it's your turn. Thorn, you're next.
Silas is going to use an action to not just drop the torch, but switch back to his hammer to re-equip the hammer.
Yes, drop is free action. You may draw or sheath one weapon per turn. You got your weapon in hand. What are you doing?
From there, I'm going to move into the hobgoblin's grill and just chill, but I do have a bonus action.
He is currently blocking the ability to get through where you are. There are ways to get past, but it's going to require some ability checks.
It's also impossible for hopefully him to get past me.
Yeah.
I know what they can do. So I am also going to bonus action second wind.
Ooh, very smart.
Not be as hurt as I am.
Okay. You get some of that healing.
Healing for 6.
Healing for 6.
So I'm at 37 health.
And just make sure that it was the die plus 3 now, right?
Plus
Perfect.
3. Fighter level. Which is good enough.
Okay, that was your bonus action and your action?
Yeah, I'm not action searching. I'm just hoping for the
So what was your action?
dropping and equipping.
No, that's not an action.
Oh, I thought
You
were
may,
saying-
for free, equip one weapon or unsheath or sheath a weapon, and you dropped it. You're in dim light, but that's okay because you're not making perception checks.
Okay, then I would like to revamp what I was doing. As I'm walking to the hobgoblin, I'll make an attack on the small bandit.
You can do so, just know that you will provoke when you get into the range of the hobgoblin. Is that okay?
that's fine.
Perfect. Let's both make our attacks at each other. As you're charging through, the battlefield, you both take a single swing at one another, and I take it back because I'm surprised.
And I take it back because it's a nat 1.
Perfect. He swings at you in the darkness, which he shouldn't have been able to do, and misses, so it's fine.
Is this my third nat 1 tonight?
That's rough.
Another D20.
Hey,
Yeah, okay.
always say it. We always
Give me
want to know what those
something.
natties are.
Anything.
Perfect.
Because she stole the one that I got a 20 on.
Silas, you move up. That is then going to be Thorn. It's your turn, and then
Red
we'll
one
end this
usually rolls
round.
well for people.
It
I've been
does
giving
roll
it
well.
That is
Can I
luck
take
changer.
that?
Laurentius?
I'm not going to touch it. It's even
What are
rough.
you doing here? Now you're seeing perfectly. It's all in grayscale. That's the stuff that's pretty dark, but your dark vision's very good.
Yeah, I
Do I
got
look the
dog
same?
vision right now.
No, your eyes are.
That's why your model's looking that way.
Staring into Esmini's eyes.
Yeah, I'll cast Mind Sliver on the
The bandit with the green?
one that Silas tried to take a swing at.
Yep. There's a green bandit, a hobgoblin, someone over here who we all know out of character is Jared, and then a sleeping lizard.
I just have to know if they
That's gonna be a pass.
16, 14.
16 before modifiers,
Yep, pass.
which is plus 0, but
Bonus action, I will shove him towards Silas.
strength saving throw on the weak guy. 7 on the die is a fail. Moving him, he is now here with Silas. Was that the goal here?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want him within 5 feet.
Everyone keeps putting mean people on side.
Okay.
Well, I can flank him.
Just in case he runs away.
Then we're going back to the top of the round.
Yeah, I'm being a sarcastic.
It's gonna be Jared's turn.
Jared.
I went to me. No, Jared. Jared.
Jared's
gonna
actually
lift up-
BBG.
What
I'm
can
not loving this
do?
angle. Jared
want?
kind of seeing what's going on.
He's gonna shimmy in the walls, like.
So he's not able to move. He's gonna step back closer to you, Connor, and put his back on this wall, and is going to he'll look to make 2 attacks because he's not really gonna be able to do anything with dual wielding here. He's gonna pull out a pair of daggers. Both 2 daggers coming at you. Now, neither of these daggers have advantage, but I'm gonna roll them together. That is a natty 1, a natty 6. So that is both of those are gonna be misses. You bring your shield up. Tuk, tuk. Both of them stuck deep into your wooden shield. You'll have to buff that thing out later. That's it for Jared. He's like, "Did you come back with my zombie?"
Can I look at the daggers real fast, see how well they're made? Are they quality?
They're decent. They're not masterworks, so that's what you're asking.
Well, thanks for dinner. I'm going to be selling these bitches later.
Okay.
So sad.
Then going to initiative
Just throw
16.
dice at me.
That's going to be Beast and Kurguts. Now, Beast is asleep.
Yep.
There's no save. No one has attacked him. Gorgeous. Sleep is a great spell. I recommend it to all sorts of new
Saying
players.
Don't swing at them.
Were you about
Yes, it was
I would.
very smart.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
We didn't use
easy
the
pickings.
Kurguts.
This guy's on the ground asleep in the middle of the fight.
He's got this
So
long. He's
weird.
got his goblin longsword out and is going to make his 2 attacks at you, my dear Silas. Kurguts is the hobgoblin wearing this dyed red
This is lizard
armor.
hands.
In case you're curious, this is splint mail. There are some plates on it. It isn't actually plate mail.
No.
That is a one of those is a maybe. 16 and a 17. Those are both misses. Never mind. Not bad rolls, but you're a very good tank. No, those attacks missed. Any reactions from you?
No, actually.
Perfect.
No reactions.
Continuing along, Elle, it's you. Ismini, you're the next player.
As much as I'm interested in like pummeling Jared, I do have something lined up perfectly for me, so I'm gonna move.
Yep, you're gonna go ahead and flank the green bandit?
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step.
No.
Stop that.
Stop that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I move 1 square.
Dancing along the battlefield, you draw your weapon. Go ahead and make that attack. You have advantage because you're flanking.
After this, it's 2 left.
Okay.
I'm tracking.
Thank you.
I love
So
advantage.
last turn was 1, so this is 2. You have
This-
1 turn left.
Cool. That's a 23.
23 hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. Now, this is the only bandit you did not see in the last session. This is at full health. Now, the hobgoblin you didn't see either, but
4 piercing.
okay.
And 2 lightning.
Okay, 6 points of damage in total. All of that's going through. Yes, you get 1 more turn. Thank you for keeping track of that. Ismini, it's your turn. The next player is going to be Gwynwyn. Ismini, looking around. The people you have in sight are the Green Bandit, who's, you would actually say he's almost bloodied in that first strike. You have the Hobgoblin. The Hobgoblin himself is looking great.
Could the Hobgoblin make a wisdom saving throw? Wait, no. The Green Bandit make a wisdom
The
saving
Green Bandit? Perfect. I thought you might.
throw. Yeah.
That is a 14. You've frozen. Did your Wi-Fi disconnect? I've been playing Roll20 so long that I assume.
No, she's buffering. She'll be here soon.
That's my turn.
Oh no! Ding, ding. They ring out. The magical words accompanied by the rhythmic dance, and more importantly, the loud echoing bells ring through.
He just
Does not seem to affect the bandit at this juncture.
Dang it.
That's the end of your turn. We're then going to move over to the bandit's turn. One of the bandits is unconscious. The other one is sitting here with Silas and with Elle. He's always odd. Elle, I'm gonna make my 1 attack at you this time. He's swinging at you with a short sword, pretty basic weapon. That is a total of
He's
16 to hit.
That actually hits. That's
Okay.
a match.
3 points of damage.
Okay. Don't cast sleep again.
Okay. That is actually the end of the bandits. We're gonna go Silas, then Thorn. Silas. Oh, Gwynwyn, I'm so sorry. You're in the weird one because I had to shrink some of that. I apologize. Gwynwyn. I apologize for missing you there.
Gwynwyn will lob a firebolt at the Green Bandit.
Ooh. Yep, you absolutely have line of sight.
21.
21 hits. Roll that damage.
That is such a nice.
Roll like this much damage.
6 points.
6 points of damage. He is alive.
Magically, you found a
door.
door somewhere.
Now, Gwynwyn, would you like to move, or are you going to stay where you are?
I'm gonna move over to the corner, going towards Clella.
Wait, we set ourselves up for a fireball.
No, do not put that evil in
Casters.
the world.
Leave.
Wait, yes, we did put all the casters in a nice little bubble.
In a nice,
Win-win.
tight circle.
Now it's pretty dark here, so I didn't prompt anyone. No one asked to do this, but I can't because you're now within 5 feet of the Kenku. I will let you know. You do see a familiar sight, glowing not glowing so much, visible and reflecting the light. A familiar sight of a red healing potion. The smell of cranberry already filling your nose. Though certainly it's sealed still, but you're aware of what this is. There's this Kenku, as well as maybe some other people here, are carrying basic healing potions.
Why are healing potions cranberry?
They're red.
They're made out of cranberry.
The most common recipe for them is a cranberry juice base.
So that's
Am
what
I crazy? I didn't know that.
It's actually a vodka cran.
Wait a second. If coffee is always alcoholic, is cranberry juice? No. So moving on from there, you do see that, but it is going. You know, if you wanted to do that, to remove it from the belt and drink it would be like an action to do. That would then have been the bandit. I apologize for that. Then Silas, and then Thorn. You have 2 people around you. One of which you're flanking.
Yeah. I mean, I remember hobgoblins
Be smart,
from
the big guy.
Yeah, no, exactly. I remember hobgoblins. I don't particularly love what they can do. Do I have advantage?
No, use the red dice instead.
Just don't use.
I don't feel like I can put bad juju on the red dice. I'm gonna try the black first.
It's actually green, but it's fine.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a green die.
It's black.
You were there
It's
when
green.
I got that die. It's green.
All right.
Remember?
Okay,
You
green
picked
dot.
it.
And that's gonna be a 13.
13? 13 is a mess.
It's green.
Actually, I don't even feel bad telling you this. 'Cause split mail. It's a couple points higher than that. You're not very close yet.
Action surge. Nat 1. This is why I didn't grab these.
That's a bad die.
That is my 4th Nat 1 a day. I'm sorry.
I gave you my luck.
We have a traveling curse.
Thorn,
Church. I'm so mad.
it is your turn.
I'm gonna help out Silas a little bit because I see him struggling. So I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver on the hobgoblin.
On the hobgoblin, okay. Kurguts is gonna make his save. That is a natural 1, which is a fail. He takes some damage and he gets a -2 to some saves.
3 points of psychic and -2 to his next saving throw.
He's now injured, which is very good.
Good spell.
And a -2. I'll go ahead and put that -2. It's a very strong cantrip.
Yep.
We're gonna be seeing a lot of. I think one day we're gonna be seeing a quickened version of it.
I think I might use Quicken. And I'm going to pick up the closest stone I can and cast Catapult on the hobgoblin.
Oh, do you want? Question. Would you like to grab a spike from the ceiling?
Yeah. Throw it.
Throw it. Like it's not just dropping. It drops for a moment. One of your party members and tilts in midair, and you're able to toss that. I'll make my deck save with. You want me to? You're doing this on Kurguts?
Yeah.
That is a 4 on the die, +1, but -2. So that's very much a fail.
3d8. Here we go.
That's a cool I didn't think about that. He can buff his own save in the same turn because of that.
Yeah. That's actually really
That's really
That's
strong.
awesome.
Planning ahead.
14 points of bludgeoning damage.
14 points of damage. All of that goes through. He did not seem to like that.
Oh, cool. That's my turn.
Okay. That is then going to. We're going to go down. Oh, ironically, because Jared rolled so well, top of the round. Could be Jared's turn. Jared, not having the best time. Go over, stand next to his buddy. Now, he doesn't know anything about magic. He's going to attempt to wake up his friend. Does he have to take damage? Because he's going to attempt as an action to rouse one of his companions.
That's arousing.
I believe that it just works, but let me open it up.
Sure. Well, you're figuring that out.
276.
Let's go ahead and talk about something else that's going to go on. At initiative 20. Alex, can you put us back into player-only mode?
It's an action.
It's an action, perfect. That's what I thought.
I'm still paladin.
What is happening?
A foul grinding sound.
You,
Reminds me of the bars.
Jake.
Oh my god. Hey.
No.
Oh,
What did you
God.
say?
Nothing.
Reminds me of the bars. A segment of the wall begins to move and recess into the ground, revealing a well-lit chamber from behind. Let me grab our dear friends.
Wait. Wait.
God.
Those are not friend shaped.
No. It's October. This is the skeleton dance. They're about to start dancing to her bells.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and switch us back. I think that we should be in range. That'll work. Perfect.
That Chill Touch is really good on undead.
Yeah.
That's all I've heard.
I'm,
know what I
I'm
would
feeling
love?
like that might be what I
Any
start casting.
most
As-
of my abilities.
This wall opens up. Silas and Elle, you do see this well-lit room, desks scattered along the edges, and what looks to be a bubbling cauldron. Just these large bubbles form and begin to float up a few inches into the air before they pop, just fall back into the cauldron itself. That's gross.
Right next to you. You can yell at me if you want.
No, I like said it to you
Also,
in a quiet
you're
voice.
over here.
Oh,
He's
okay.
over here.
Yeah.
Can you pull cauldrons over?
I can pull things.
We're gonna then.
We know.
So that we're at that initiative 20. All of this side is gonna open up. None of them are actually acting on this turn. None of them appear to be approaching at this time.
Okay.
At least unless someone were to go in that room. We're gonna go to Kurguts. Kurguts is really upset. You put his beast to sleep. Silas, he's gonna look at you, point a finger, and you hear this very poor comment. You will die. You recognize the faintest note of spell casting here. Actually, both of you would. You cast Hunter's Mark.
Oh yeah.
Make his first attack here.
It's a good spell.
This is
I
Very much a miss. The second one, he's swinging down, really trying. Each time you bring up your shield or parry with your weapon, you do feel he's got excellent aim, these vital points he's striking for. If he gets you, he's going to hit you hard. But he does not this round, so we're going to go L, then Ismini. L, undead.
Actually, he missed.
He did miss. Are you going to use your reaction?
Yeah, I was going to save it for him moving, but I'm not worried about that anymore.
See that there's a good 5 more enemies. Now might be the time.
I'm really mad about missing so many times tonight. I have to hit something. This is riposte. I'm going to say it like that every damn time.
Riposte? Is that what?
It's riposte.
Riposte. It's French.
It's riposte, but...
Is it really riposte?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I was saying it wrong, and also saying it
I'm
wrong.
going under the table.
Unpasta.
I'm staying there.
Unpasta, that's I like.
You want to die?
He needs something.
I'm going to
die,
die.
honestly.
Dude, here you go. No.
No.
No, put your bad juju.
Oh, natural 20.
Turn
Okay.
your badge and your gun. You're
rolls
done.
were not below a 16.
We're gonna then move on. Keep the combat going.
Yeah.
We're gonna go L, then Ismini. What time is it? Oh, like
Time for you to get a 1.
10:09. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken.
Gonna whack the bandit. Yeah, that's gonna be a hit. It's gonna
One
be
non-lethal.
24. Non-lethally.
1 HP. You swing around, and rather than strike him, you bring the blade close, and right near his temple, a small shock. He falls limp on the ground. Go ahead and just drop him and move him out of the way of the miniatures.
I can't move through this.
So this is I mentioned this is one. If you guys want to get past going through here, there's a couple checks. You can try to force your way through and overrun the hobgoblin, or if you'd like to try to be nimble and do it like to try to flip over this this little rock formation.
Could I perhaps long jump?
So there are actually specific rules for this. Two parts. Now here's how it works. You're trying to perform a long jump. You do have the distance. You have to move 10 feet first.
I have 10 feet.
Which you do. Now, because there's an obstacle you're jumping over, I am going to need you to succeed at an athletics check. This is a little bit harder than most things. I will, and now for you, it's an acrobatics because of your subclass.
Okay.
It's gonna hurt if you
Is a
land on
DC 15 acrobatics check. Yeah.
I can't go through this space either.
Well,
I can't like squeeze.
that's you doing this. If you wanted to go through and squeeze this one, here's what I will
Is
say.
it difficult terrain?
Now, you'd be climbing over here. You'd be able to do this. So take your movement. I'm going to give you disadvantage on this attack roll. So you're trying to swing as you're like
I don't
coming
have
out
another
of
attack.
this. Oh, you're out of
This
attack?
was just movement.
Oh, you're just trying to do movement. Yeah, you can force your way through here. Now, I will say, it's
5,
10.
10, 15, 20, 25. I still have 10 feet of movement.
You still have 10 feet of movement. Yeah. No, you just squeeze your way through there.
I can actually make it to here.
Okay. Jared comes back. You see the shirt itself has been tied up and has been put on his belt, is kind of dangling off to the side. And you see patches of bandages as his back is covered in burn scars.
Hey, Jared.
Oh, you're back. All right, let's do this again.
I have a sword.
Sorry, it just reminds me of my gunslinger from the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love your gunslinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it. Is
I'm gonna
Meanie?
wait. Yeah.
Ismini, it's your turn.
Cool.
And there's bad things going on.
I see that.
Weapon burst stuff.
Weapon bursts
I
off.
have one more ability.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
I'd like to
First
get
worst.
Claude, you can help me out. I'd like to get his meeting right behind Silas, but up against the wall.
Perfect.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can.
Like behind Silas.
Here?
Yeah, there I can fit.
5,
I'm gonna move
15,
this little piece.
25, 30. Because it's difficult terrain to move through allies. Right?
Oh, okay. Then
Is it
right?
difficult trying to move through?
You can freely
No.
move through allies.
Okay.
Then
5,
all the way to
10,
the wall.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Yep.
Totally.
I counted that one out.
Great.
That's what I wanted.
And what now that you can see this, you do see this entire room, including the Iron Cobra from before. You see a man is standing here, a blade in one hand and a spell book open in the other.
Great. I'm going to cast Ice Knife.
You're gonna do what?
I'm going to cast Ice Knife.
What is the radius for the explosion?
5 feet. So it's going to be only the 2 people next to him. It's not going to be the guy in
I was
front.
gonna ask, you could hit the ground and only hit them with the splash damage, but it's way more damage to
Way
hit
more
one.
damage to hit him.
Are you throwing it at the leader?
Yes.
This man
There's a lot of yeses.
does not appear to be wearing armor.
No, I don't think I have enough space. I think that I can only hit one of the skeletons. Yeah.
Wait.
There you go.
Can I see that?
Yes.
I can hit him through there?
Yep. In fact, not only can you hit him from there, you have cover.
Great, cool.
Oh, even better.
Peek around.
Oh yeah, you got
Back.
exactly
Now,
60.
this is actually 3/4 cover. So if they try to use range attack rolls or you make a dex save, you're gonna have a big bonus.
But I've already rolled.
Now I will say, it's early in the campaign. We're all gonna make lots of mistakes. If you'd like to spend it, I will allow it.
You will let
Speak
me.
for yourself.
We will try to do so beforehand.
Just because it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's your birth week. Birth week.
Math
week.
20.
Math 20 absolutely hits Orwin the mage.
Okay, Orwin's going to take a D10.
I'm expecting this treatment for my birth week. I'm throwing that out there.
D10 piercing damage. That'll be 9 piercing damage to him, and
All of it goes through.
and then the 2 skeletons will make dexterity saving throws.
Both of those are a fail.
Cool, and they'll take 2d6 cold damage. 7 cold damage.
7 points of cold damage.
Wonderful.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
They're both bloodied.
Thank you for the gift.
Happy birthday.
That was my gift. Wonderful. I'm great. Perfect. That was my turn.
7 points, you said?
Yes.
Great. Perfect. That is then going to be the bandit's turn. Unfortunately, this other all of the bandits have been bodied. I'm going to go ahead and remove. Oh, this one is awake actually now. Now that he was woken up as an action.
Mm-hmm.
Going to stand up using half of his movement.
Yep.
And he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh no. Looking around, begins panicking and is going to take the dodge action. As he's kind of looking around as to what's going on, you do see this panicked bandit. What? I didn't sign up for this! We're gonna keep going. That is then going to be Silas's turn. Gwynwyn, God. I'm redrawing the initiative tracker. I do apologize.
We get that she's short.
Gwynwyn?
That's no reason.
I can't barely see you over there, but can you make your turn for me?
So he's awake, right?
He is awake. Now, yes?
Can both he and Jared make me a dexterity saving throw?
Question, how big of a... what are you casting?
Acid Splash.
And it hits a target, and then... Is it the same as Ice Knife, basically?
Yeah.
Because the reason I was asking is there is a spot here that all
No,
three...
it's
Okay.
5 feet within.
Perfect. Going ahead and making 2 dex saves.
Yes.
Jared, fail. And our dear bandit, fail.
2 points of acid damage.
The bandit falls, panicking, as he... you do see some death saves.
You would kill somebody else.
First with fire, then
Kind of
with
scraping
acid.
at this green acid as it begins to dig into his torso.
None of my spells are
visual.
non-lethal.
The idea that all of us are like, I would never kill a person. Gwynwyn's like, I'll shoot a bitch.
No non-lethal attacks.
Gwynwyn's got a gun.
Yeah, Gwynwyn double taps for sure.
Yeah.
like, lethal, not lethal.
Gwynwyn, any movement?
I'll move behind like Silas, but also 5 feet. Yeah, there.
Perf. You have partial cover because Silas is between you. Then we're gonna go Silas, then Thorn. Silas, do you think you can hit somebody today?
No, I have no confidence in
You
myself.
can do it.
We can keep handing you d20s.
I want you to know if I hit a nat 1 again tonight, I'm going to go find whatever whiskey we have left.
Wait.
Hey, you stay out of my whiskey bar.
I was gonna offer you a metal d20.
No, it's a 3. It's a fuck.
Do you want a different
No, my
D20?
turn's over. My turn is
Thorn.
over.
Buddy.
It is your turn, my friend.
Is meaning.
Clella, can you move Thorn up to where his meanie is?
Like
In between Ismini and Silas. I think I can get there.
Yep.
I'm never.
There.
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do have line of sight. Now, I will say, you can only barely see the cobra because of the angle of this is a hallway leading into this back room.
Yeah, I don't care about the cobra. If I got line of sight, I'm gonna cast catapult, throw a rock at him. Well, I guess it'll go at the skeleton first because it's a line.
It hits each person in that line. Oh,
Well,
I don't.
It keeps going until it hits something.
Ah.
Yeah. So if it hits the
So you-
skeleton, it hits the skeleton.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the skeleton first.
Sure.
I add 2 to this. It's a 13.
That's a fail. Okay, skeletons taking some
Okay.
bludgeoning damage. 11.
Now this one is the skeleton that took no damage. However, as the rock strikes, you think back to one of the passersby in Dunsmouth, one of the travelers who's talking about how good mace is how you take down skeletons, and that advice is true as it is vulnerable to bludgeoning damage and is destroyed.
Nice.
I think it like shatters apart like a video.
It bursts apart, and as the bones shatter, you watch with the magic dispelled, they poof and begin turning into raw bone dust.
Raw bone dust. RBD.
What a band name.
Okay.
It's very epic.
We are raw bone dust.
And I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver on. Oh wait, no, that's a bonus action. Sorry.
Are you quickening the catapult?
No, I can't. I
Okay.
can't.
You can push something.
Push Silas to success.
Push him. Yeah.
Push Jared.
No, I'm good. That's it.
Okay.
Can you pull and push? Just
We're then going to go to the top of the round. Now, I am going to really quickly add my dear Orwin. Oh, no. Oh, Orwin.
Really good for us or really bad for us?
Arwen's having a bad, very.
Orwin goes after Thorn. It is Jared's turn. Jared rolled really, really well. I think he has to have an awesome duel with you. I'm sorry.
Let's duel. Let's fight.
Wait, is this D&D?
I brought my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Whoa.
It's time to duel.
Silly a lily, no, he's gonna make it. Drawing on his scimitar, he's gonna make all of his attacks at you.
I summon Dark Magician.
2 scimitar attacks. And 1 dagger attack.
Okay.
What is your armor class?
16.
There's 1 hit.
Woo. By the way, not doing good on health.
3 points of damage once more. You're bloodied?
I didn't hear that.
I get to see it.
Yeah, I'm bloodied.
Okay. You're fine. That.
Yeah.
You could have done a lot more damage. That is going to be the end of his turn.
Time out. Do you not have 40-something health?
Welcome, people. We're happy to have you.
Oh, we got raided.
What?
Continuing along, however, welcome everybody. Continuing along, that was Jared's turn. Jared, you know what? Jared kind of seeing what's going on here. I think Jared's going to do what you chose not to last turn. I'm gonna
Is
use,
he a long jump away from me?
I think he is. Now he's going to provoke. Jared is going to take a step back,
Jared.
provoking an attack of opportunity from you. Would you like to take it as your reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. Take your swings, not with advantage here.
Not great. That's gonna be 14.
A 14 just barely misses.
Okay.
He's then going to use the rest of his movement and is going to attempt that athletics check I described before. If he fails, he's going to be knocked prone. I'm going to do it even odds to see which side of this he falls. That is a natural 2. Odds he'll fall on this side, evens he'll fall on that side. Evens he's falling on that side.
I thought we were having a duel, Jared.
He made his 3 swings and hit you once. Leaping over, unfortunately, you see a spark as his steel-toed boot scrapes against the top of this rock as he plummets, falling. He doesn't take fall damage, it's not high enough, but he is currently prone next to his meanie.
Could you keep running so I can smack you?
I am out of movement. We're gonna then move to Kurguts and Beast. The Beast's asleep! No!
This is what I
Thank
wanted.
you.
Yes.
Good.
I'm gonna make my two short sword or two long sword attacks. Excuse me. I want to hit one of these. Who's near me?
Hey,
Me.
Can
Hit
you do,
me.
Can you do me a
I'm gonna keep hitting you.
and just
I am gonna split them.
take this guy down?
I'm gonna attack both of you.
Hey, do you want a metal die?
It has
She already
been
got hit.
3
She already
hours
got
and I have
hit.
done no damage tonight.
He's gonna do a broad swing. So in universe, he's swinging a big swing. First going at you. That is, hey, that might be a hit. 21.
It's
Mechanically second attack as he continues through Thorn. 17.
I'll cast shield.
Ooh, he casts the shield.
Boy's got spell slots.
7 points of damage as he hits you, Silas.
It's weird being a full caster.
Isn't it fun?
It's
Go
great.
Seeing this bottleneck is kind of happening and kind of giving you all an advantage, he is going to back up and provoke from Silas.
He ran over his companion.
That's
Can he make a strength saving throw?
A strength saving throw?
I'm
What do you,
gonna try and grapple him.
that's not. Now, as a
Or
reminder,
athletics.
yes, you're going to attempt that. That's absolutely fine. Natural 1.
A 3. I add +4, so I have 7.
I add 3. Oh, I had 5, so that's a 6.
God! We got something. Jeez, that's gotta be the lowest success.
Do not add me right
Hey,
now.
I will show you the die. It's right here.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying.
No fooling.
Can I go get a drink real fast?
Yeah.
Jared,
Runs
sorry.
shotgun.
This hobgoblin looks at you just like with disgust as he steps back to reposition and reassess what's going on, and you reach forward with your trunk and pull him in close, bringing your hammer down to bear.
I'm just gonna start whispering in his ear. This is called hugging. You're not going to escape.
Okay, Kurgatz is held. His beast is unavailable to him. That is going to be
Victoria,
L.
thank
Then
you
is
for the
Meanie. L, what do you got?
The guy I was fighting ran away from me.
You do see all of these are going to act this turn. Just letting
I
you
know.
know. I don't want to.
Is he wearing metal armor? The hobgoblin?
Yes, he's wearing full splint mail.
Okay,
You
and-
already have advantage if you flank them.
Yeah. And then can I actually attack him, or does this prevent me from attacking him?
Oh, you're trying to get to Jared?
I'm asking so I can decide. Sorry.
So if you wanted to get to Jared, there's a because you have so much movement, 5, 10, 20, 30, I would allow you to get up here. The big thing is this. You're going to be holding on to the actual piece of rubble. There's not a place for you to land unless you want to chance landing on your partner.
Is Jared wearing any metal?
Jared is wearing studded leather armor. He's not wearing leather armor.
Fine.
Additionally, most of his upper body is exposed. So he's got bits of his armor, but the actual shirt that he wears underneath, so it's mostly flesh exposed. I will say this. You can attack Jared. It'll be with advantage because he is prone.
So
We'll just move the little piece of terrain out of the way. Just note, you are holding on to something, so if someone were to shove you, that could be bad. You cool with that circumstance?
So wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35? Couldn't I do that?
You would land on me.
The
Okay.
the big thing is this, because I really am going, okay. So if you're,
No, I just wanna make
if you
sure I
wanna try,
understand.
if you can try, so if you want to try to climb up this thing, you can. It's going to be an athletics check. You're trying to climb spiked rocks.
Yeah.
Or you can try to jump over it with acrobatics.
I don't want to end up like poor Jared, so I'm just gonna hold on and stab him. So I'd be here, effectively.
Are you
I'm
going
doing-
over?
I'm doing the holding thing that we talked
Okay.
about.
Give me the athletics check.
What do you think?
It's not touching the side.
Cool. I get nervous when it gets close.
Mm-hmm.
It's 17.
17, you're fine. We're going to go ahead and remove this piece of terrain for convenience, and I'm just going to put it right here.
Yeah.
You all know roughly where that is.
I think
You're holding on, so you only have one
this, so
hand.
this is
But you're out of spell slots. Swing away. Roll with advantage.
I'm gonna bonus action weapon burst first.
Yes, you did it as you were climbing up.
Cool.
Perfect.
Let's get icy. We're gonna go cold.
Okay.
First let's roll a 16.
That's a hit.
Nice. 5 for piercing and 3 for ice. Cold, sorry.
8 more points of damage. Excellent. You strike down. He is hurt. He's past bloodied when we started this. Or he was exactly bloodied when we started this, but he's past bloodied now. Anything else on your turn, Ililier?
No, I don't have it really.
All right, you're out of action economy. Continuing down, it says Meanie, then it's Gwynwyn.
I'm gonna be the kid that reminds the teacher that we have homework. The room full of skeletons has not done anything.
Yes, the first round, they did not act. The door was open, but they could not see what was past.
Okay.
All of them had held actions that did not trigger.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. I'm just gonna last turn that worked, so I'm gonna shoot another ice knife at the caster boy.
Okay. Now they haven't really repositioned at this point, so you don't really have anything new here. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
17. Yeah.
17 hits.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll that damage for me as Meanie.
And then make 2 skeletons.
I'll make my saves.
Death saves and
1 success, 1 fail.
so 14. So yeah, that was 6 points of piercing damage to the caster and 6 points of cold damage to a skeleton.
1 skeleton fully dies. Again, as it's destroyed, it turns into bone ash. Or bone dust, excuse me.
Great. That was my turn.
Bone ash.
Also a good band name.
Also good.
Sulu's somewhere back in the cave, just bone ash. Continuing on, Gwynwyn?
So range attacks against a prone character is with disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Then can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
These are at disadvantage while prone. Natural 2.
6 points of acid damage.
You lob you pour out this bit of greenish fluid from one of your containers, and as you put it away, it begins to fill up on its own. You toss this bit of green jello, it flies through the air, lands, and instantly this boiling acid. That is all quite effective.
I thought you were supposed to be the scary one.
Clearly, we got this all wrong.
You're just throwing elemental
You were supposed to be
nonsense.
this cute, sweet one.
I like fire and acid and
She's the most
poison.
willing to kill someone.
Yeah, really.
Which I respect.
She'll kill a guy.
Yeah.
We're in a bad
Gwynwyn's ride or die.
situation.
It is the bandit's turn. This other bandit is right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He's on death saves. Let me make my death
Yeah.
save. Yeah. That is a fail.
Gwynwyn starts adding another knock to her roster.
So we needed to switch the emos. I get
Silas?
Silas. Or scary.
Silas, it is your turn, then it'll be Thorn.
I think it makes her bonk
I'm
more.
starting to feel bad.
That's the one she did non-lethally.
I'm gonna make an attack at the hobgoblin for the 5th time.
Come
You
on.
disgust me.
It's a 10 hit.
Please tell me you did.
10 does not hit. Anything else, Silas?
Honestly, I'm trying to remember who gave me these.
From now on, I'm going to
Dice in the
stand on
first
the
place.
other side of you.
That one's from Connor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from Connor.
As you...
That was pointed.
My
Well, here's the
Connor
thing.
dice has been
You're striking
incredible.
down. A lot of this is actually
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's
he's
hitting the
amazing.
goblin. There are large dents beginning to form in the hobgoblin's armor. You've made you watch one of his blade itself has angled slightly. You keep striking against him. It's just he's pretty talented. Continuing down, Thorn, it's your turn, and then it's Orwin. Gonna be the wizard.
1 sec. I just want to check.
I don't like wizards.
This was a kind gift.
I don't like other wizards.
You've never liked other wizards.
Back.
Don't like them. Get rid of the competition.
You don't like me.
No, I mean, I don't think I know you.
Oh,
As Ibra.
Like, Ibra doesn't know you.
No, this feels like a Clella thing, not.
All right, Connor, what is Thorn doing in this moment?
I don't.
Um,
I like wizards on
If I can, I'll use my bonus action and I'll mind link with Ismini. I'll say, should we stop them from coming? Meaning these people. Should we stop them from moving?
Oh yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna cast web.
Ooh.
That's excellent. How big is Web?
It's within 60 foot. It's a 20-foot radius, so it should hit all of them.
It's
Like a
literally
hit,
the
right?
entire room.
Yeah.
From your extended finger, a thin green beam extends, surrounded in almost a bit of black light. And as it continues along the way, it eventually, gravity, realizing it's there, allows it to descend. But as soon as it strikes the ground, it splits, spidering outwards, splintering into dozens, hundreds of individual strands, and the room is coated. Now, does it coalesce into a normal white-looking web, or you want to keep it
It's
magical?
it's kind of weird. Obviously, it's kind of weird. So
Look, as
It's-
long as there's not like tiny bright green spiders carrying these silk.
no,
robes,
but it's
I'm
kind of
happy.
dripping with this green eldritch energy. It looks wet.
It matches the stains on your backpack
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. Filling in there. Now, do I make saves now or on their turn?
Dex save, I believe, immediately.
Cobra passes. Wizard fails. Skeleton fails.
Yeah.
And if I need to do them later,
Dex
same.
save or restrained, and then it's difficult terrain after that.
Amazing. Only the Cobra is not restrained, which is real. The skeleton's basically worthless, but the mage is still quite threatening.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for your turn, Thorn? Is that all?
That's right.
Is that all you got?
Is that all? Yeah, he's bonus
Straight
action
brigands.
and action.
On Orwin's turn, Orwin and the Cobra are going to act. Orwin's first going to look through his spell book kind of frantically. You see him.
Okay, sorry. It's when they start their turn. So
Start of the turn.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We make mistakes. We'll update on that on the next one. First time I don't think web happened from a player last campaign.
This is the first time I'm ever seeing or hearing of this spell.
Even through the world.
It was his first second level spell also, so congratulations on level 3. As he thumbs through what page of his book, he doesn't have access to everything where he's at. Kind of looking down this hallway, seeing what he can. He's going to begin casting a spell. As he does, you watch as 4 motes of white light emerge, begin spiral around him in a circle, and then fire outwards. One at each of the 4 targets before him. This magic missile has been upcast to 2nd level.
Oh, I don't need.
4 points of damage. Now you've shielded.
No, I'm not casting.
Who cast shield?
I said I.
I have no
That-
spell slots left.
Oh, I was
Has
seeing
it
if
been
anyone had
your
an
turn? It's
active.
been your
It
turn.
has been your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shield is dissipated. It's 4 points of damage to each of those players. Now there is no save for magic missile.
It's a cool spell.
It is a really cool spell.
I also haven't cast an abjuration spell.
It is the Iron Cobra's turn. Ooh. I'm so sorry my phone died. I normally have quick access to things. I wanted to see the web spell description.
Okay, so
Remind me about how fire interacts. I don't believe it spreads. I think it destroys a
it
square.
spreads every round 5 feet, but here, I'll pull it up for you.
Nice.
So if someone lights it on fire, it'll do 2d4 fire damage every round.
I'm not gonna bother.
Or something
1,
like that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna cast Misty Step.
This.
Isn't it more of a misty sliver?
Yes, you watch as the Cobra begins to move and weave through the difficult terrain. It phases out and phases back in, its motion uninterrupted, and is going to use its movement. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go ahead and get right here. Oh, interesting. I'll need to know that for later, but we're good for now. Cool. I am going to use my action now. I'm going to attempt to bite you, Ililia. Now, Ililia, I'm not flanking you. A crunch as steel attempts to bite at you and bites into stone, and a bit of stone is ripped away. You saw it in your periphery, an incredibly fast bite. Continuing on, it is the skeleton's turn. Skeleton is restrained. Skeleton's very upset about it. Skeleton's sitting here, unintelligent, uncontrolled skeleton, flailing around, trying to strike around. Skeleton is effectively out of combat at the moment. Continuing along the way, to the top of the round. That's Jared's turn. Jared's on the ground, kind of looking up at you, El. Think you might have this one.
I mean, the big last hit was not me.
kind of puts his hands on the stone beneath him and hefts himself up, flipping up onto his feet for half of his movement. Kind of looking up at you. It's half my movement. I'm gonna make a real quick wisdom save. You guys know I love to do kind of like bravery checks effectively.
Morale checks.
Morale checks, yeah.
Hey, that was a Warhammer 40.
Right.
That
Bonus
was-
action
yeah,
disengage, and he's only gonna move 3 squares back.
Disengaged.
Disengaged. As he does, I am gonna have him throw 1 dagger using his action. At you, El. It's a 12. 12 is a miss. Backing off, tosses the one more dagger. He can only draw a certain number of weapons per turn is the big thing. That is it for his turn. It's Karguts.
Come on, let's
He's
go. Let's
Not
go.
having a good time. I'm gonna attack Thorn. Miss. I'm gonna attack you. So this time he's doing the big swing the other direction. Silas coming at you. 19 is a miss, isn't it?
No, 19.
19 hits?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
He's still restrained though. You're not trying to break that.
I'm not restrained.
I grappled you.
Oh, that's not what. That doesn't give you the restrained condition. That gives you the
He's
grappled
grappled,
condition.
Sorry. That one.
Quite different. There's no. So you're holding on to him. So he's
Yeah, well, I
hacking
swung.
away with his sword. Realistically, should have swung at you both times. First one was a 5 on the die. Would have missed anybody. Hacking, trying to finish you off. Just not quite able to do so.
But he did hit me.
He
Was it
did
5
hit
on
you
the die?
for 4 points of damage. It's 2 and 2. Going over, that would be the bandit's turn, but we are out. Oh, bandits. He's going to make his death save.
On that one. On that one.
Continuing on, the bandit panicking him at the acid on his chest. That is going to be Gwynwyn's turn.
Women's gonna lob a firebolt at Jared. Wait,
El-
is it? It shouldn't be Gwen.
It is not Gwynwyn's turn. I'm so sorry. Gwynwyn, you got me all sorts of messed up. I'm so sorry.
Gwynwyn's actually already won the campaign.
You rolled 10, 9, 7, 6, 5. All of it was like I didn't make space for that. I apologize.
You
That
should prepare for our nonsense.
that is impossible. I have run 1,000 hours of Dungeons and Dragons for you all. It is impossible to prepare for your nonsense, and it is the greatest challenge of my life.
Sometimes you release an ancient white dragon on the world. It's fine.
Sometimes you do.
Today we just.
I apologize for the issues in this combat. I'll make sure the next one we won't have this. L then is Meanie.
I gotta deal with Snake, so it's not the last fight, Jared. Gonna get you.
I want his shirt.
I'm determined to beat this guy. I'm so mad he keeps running away. But I got a giant stick that's gonna kill me, so I'm gonna focus on that. It's only 1d8 to do Shocking Grasp, and I don't want to lose my weapon burst, so I'm just gonna hit with my sword.
Okay.
So turning back, there's no way I can get solid footing, right? Yeah. Cool. I do that.
You're
I want
back,
solid footing.
You're on solid footing.
Cool.
Mechanically, this is what's happening.
I'm gonna swing. I don't have advantage, I believe.
Correct. He's not prone. You're not flanking.
That's gonna be 24.
It's a hit.
Cool.
Don't bother rolling the non-magic damage as your blade harmlessly careens off the side. Just the bit of cold energy appears to be transferring.
It's so annoying. Might as well have done Shocking Grasp. Grumble, grumble, grumble. 3 points of cold damage.
3 points of cold damage. Okay. That's adding on.
Look like it go through though, at least.
The cold damage all the way goes through. Something about your weapon did not affect this type of creature, and you only need to study it a bit more to know more at a later time. But for now, it's Meanie.
Cool.
Is Meanie? What you got for me?
Is a worm.
There's a snake.
Sorry.
A cobra.
I'm-
a majestic
Caterpillar.
iron cobra.
Nah.
It's a
The
spicy
snake-
worm.
Cobra.
As a reaction, when dissed by the players, you may make 3 bite attacks.
Okay,
Specifically
cool.
at Olivier.
So we've got a little worm, and then we've got this hobgoblin.
Yep.
It's because of all
She's coming for you.
Super.
So let's see. I'm making a decision.
Is it to give me the help action?
My God, I have a familiar.
Yeah, you do have a familiar. I've sat here thinking
For the
about
love
that
of
before.
God,
You got it.
give him the
Yeah,
help
cool.
action.
Cool.
Elle, what are you doing on your turn?
This epic battle.
I'm
It's Meanie, what are you doing on your
Right,
turn?
I'm going to cast, because I'm more than 5 feet away from the hobgoblin, I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the hobgoblin.
Okay.
Nice.
Nope. And then nobody can hit him. I rolled a 5. So I'm gonna ask for my familiar to please give the help action.
Incredibly terrible rolls in the hobgoblin fight. No one can hit each other.
He actually has something that magically causes you to have like disadvantage.
It's called sexiness. I just can't keep my eyes off of that.
Walk
that
will
armor,
give
right?
Silas
Yeah,
the help action
So, okay, he's using the help action on the hobgoblin.
on the hobgoblin.
Perfect.
Next attack.
Continuing, after his meanie is Gwynwyn.
Gwynwyn, she's gonna lob a firebolt at Jared.
Go ahead and make that attack roll.
17.
17 hits. Roll that damage.
2 points of fire damage.
2 points of fire damage. He's struck. Next time. You're so mad at me. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna fight every Jared I meet in the entire campaign.
She went to Jared and slew him. Gwynwyn, is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that'll be it for Gwynwyn's turn.
Gwynwyn?
What a good spot.
You watch the bandit panicking as the acid's burning through his chest cavity. It is Silas's turn. Silas, if you attack this hobgoblin you've grappled, you begin lifting him up off the ground. You have advantage on your attack roll. You've not done very much damage to him at all.
I have not hit anything tonight.
Do you want to try a different die?
I gave
He
him
did.
I gave him 2
He's
more.
done it.
No, it's him.
Do it.
It's his fault. He's just a bat. Roll your die.
Roll your die.
16?
That's total.
Come on.
That is a miss.
Come on. Give him the
Silas
guidance of
takes the
infinity.
dodge action for the rest of the night while I go get a drink.
Marking Silas off the initiative tracker. Thorn, it is your
I think
turn.
that's it. I'm next to Splint Mail guy, right?
You are.
I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp.
Roll with advantage.
Hey, I like this.
He's wearing full metal armor, full splint.
Does a 22 hit?
Does hit.
I'm glad
You
you
place your hand on him. Hey.
It only does 1 point.
1 point of damage.
Nice.
Okay.
See you in session 10. We're still fighting the hobgoblin.
No, don't worry. I've got that handled. It is Orwyn's turn. Orwyn and the Cobra.
Oh, the wizard.
It is the Cobra's turn. The Cobra's going to attempt
Orwyn's
a
very
bite.
wizard name.
L. It's going to attempt to. Oh, actually.
Does Orwyn Snake go on his turn?
Yes. Both of the people who have animals here are going together.
That was just a pure curiosity.
That's not.
Panic.
So I'll be honest. That's one just for DM convenience. It's not
Yeah.
actually for like a mechanical feature that does that.
No, just was curious.
I'm gonna go even odds. In this case, is meaning you're odd.
Great.
Ah,
I'm
I'll-
always evens.
I'm gonna lose a die. Even. I'm gonna make my 1 bite attack. Plus 5 to hit.
It's gonna
An
happen.
18.
Hits.
Roll me a D3. This is not a joke. I have it. It's printed out.
So can I do like 1, 2,
I have an app
3,
on my
4,
phone.
5,
Yes.
6?
Yes.
You roll it. You divide by 2.
So 2, because it's 3.
Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Why are you guessing?
Sorry, I'm really excited about this.
It sinks its teeth
18.
into your leg. Take 7 points of piercing damage, and for the briefest moment, you bring your blade to retaliate. And as your eyes refocus, you realize you're looking at his meanie, and you do not succumb to the poison. It is then going to use its movement.
It leaves my range.
It does leave your range.
Great.
It provokes, but it is able to move through your space.
That doesn't matter. I'm still gonna attack.
It's very small. It's a
I'm also going to attack.
iron cobras are often much larger than this. This is a very small little creature.
22.
22 for what?
To hit.
With what?
Chill touch.
Chill touch. Is it a range attack roll?
Oh shoot! It is a range attack.
Make roll me the second roll for disadvantage.
16.
16 hits.
Great.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Just the lightning. Or cold, sorry.
Did you roll to hit?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I rolled a 16 as well.
Cool. How much damage you dealing, yo?
1 point of cold damage.
7 necrotic.
7 necrotic.
I rolled well on that.
1 point.
And it can't heal.
You're good.
11.
Unfortunately.
As I was resolving those attacks of opportunity, I'm going to go over to Orwin's turn. Orwin
DC 14 strength save to.
is going to make is an action, correct?
Yeah.
Attempt to break free. Fails. Trying to pull himself. As he reaches over to rip some of the webbing off, he actually gets his hand stuck, screaming as he pulls his wrist out of socket, attempting to get out of here. That is his turn.
Needs an EMT.
The skeletons would go next. You strike down the cold and necrotic energy channeling into this as the two Isilborn arcanists. As you imbue this magic into it, you watch as the segmented armor plating coils into itself as it wraps into a tight bead and becomes inert, and the Iron Cobra is dead.
I want it.
Yeah, I was like, do you want to take that?
That's
We're both like,
Now.
ooh.
Heroes of
Nice.
Elves. Well, hopefully in the future.
Maybe.
Heroes.
foreshadowing.
Here,
I have to hit something.
you watch as Orwin struggling, the skeleton doing the same, struggling in this web. Jared heading off in the darkness. That is where we're going to end our session here tonight. You all absolutely killed it as always, and thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate the love. Come join us on our Discord, and well, we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Good night. Jake, we're gonna do